Online stalkers.
Yeah.
3 hours later.
No. All right, guys. Got to keep this intro brief because we're in the middle of a conversation. I've got the timing of I don't know what I've got the timing of, but yeah. So it's Soy Boy Beer Brothers Live. It's not going to become a thing. It's going to be a fad that I'll forget about tomorrow. But a little bit later than usual because I got drafted into going to the pub. But basically, as you can see, we've got Jake from Jaco Beer.
Hello.
Who yawns when he says hello. We've got Craig from Ken Beer Reviews.
Howdy, buckaroos.
And then, of course, we've got Rob from Hobscene.
Hi, how we doing?
Yeah, so we shall just get straight on with it and carry on the conversation.
I just want to point out, as Peter said, he got dragged to the pub. I think he actually got dragged into more nefarious activities with his hat, his ski mask with it.
Yes, I did.
His eye holes clearly cut in it.
Oh, I'm glad you said.
He's turned over a post office this evening. That's really happened.
I'm going to the pub
just to pay for beer reviews for the next month or two.
As you go drafted,
300 quid out of that post office in Skelmersdale.
As you got drafted to the pub, did you have anything on draft?
I had 2 pints of Warsteiner.
Oh, come on now!
He started already. Yeah, I had a couple of pints of Warsteiner, which went down really quite well. Cool. It's one of those beers that, even though it's about 5%, it's one of those ones where it catches up on you out of nowhere.
Yeah.
There's just something about German beers.
This one catches up on you as well.
His eyes.
That catches up on you. That's the one that's catching up on you.
Yes, this is what I'm drinking now. And yeah, it's a nice warming sensation.
Oh, indeed. I can imagine. What is it, 14%?
14%, yes.
Yeah, great session. Great session beer.
Yeah. So for the sake of Peter's viewers, it's a Shelter Spirit from Siren. It's a bourbon barrel-aged imperial porter with tamarind and chili. Herculean, 14%.
Didn't pick up much chili on it at all. Even I've just realised now during the review I didn't mention chili at all. So
no. During the live thing we talked about it a bit, but
yeah,
I think we'll probably. I think we'll feel that beer next time we try and stand up. You just crumple into a ball.
Yeah. When you need to go to the toilet.
I resealed mine. Put it back in the fridge.
Yeah, just roll over.
Oh, you got to finish it on the night.
Yeah.
I've gone on to that now.
Ooh, I've not had it.
Yeah, it's all right.
What's that?
It's a decent. It was the Sonoma Pride from Northern Monk.
Oh no, okay.
6.5% IPA, and it's just that really. Nothing spectacular.
Bit of a charity beer, wasn't it?
It feels a bit rushed, if you know what I mean. Like the label is not level. It's not one of their peel offs. Sort of, I feel like they've just whacked it in just to raise a bit of money, sort of thing, which is fine.
Yeah,
I think it. I'm not being cynical. I'll put the cynical piece of my thought to one side, but I think the design's probably meant to be a little bit Russian Rivery. That's why it looks a bit shit.
Yeah,
so,
especially the bottle. I don't know if you can see the bottle cap just looks.
Yeah,
terrible on there.
Like stock image central.
Yeah.
Synthetic.
It's not. Well, it's just
synthetic bottle cap.
Yeah, but if it's for a good cause, you can't fault them too much, I suppose.
No, it's good. It's good.
Exactly.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Russ, who is the founder of North Monkeys, his wife is from San Francisco. So, I mean, I'm sure it's a place near to his heart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, Tara, it was lovely. She's lovely. Yeah, she's from San Francisco, which is very nearby to Sonoma, which is a bit north of. It's only about an hour and a half north of San Francisco. I did look at it.
I feel like if they really wanted to pay homage to Russian River, they needed to use Comic Sans.
Oh, maybe they just couldn't bring themselves to do it.
No, that was just
self-respecting designer can. Comic Sans are just the worst.
Talk to their designer and go, can you use Comic Sans on it? We're like, no.
You can't even use it in a joking matter because it's Comic Sans.
Yeah.
You've got to be a very staunch person to even ironically use something as tedious and as horrific as Comic Sans.
Or like a head teacher. It's like a head teacher. It's like all Comic Sans.
Yeah. Rainbow
or a
font.
display. A display for a public library.
Or a little bit of clip art. A little clip art thing on the side.
I miss it when it was that simple.
I knew that was cool. I could feel the force of that coming, you know.
I don't think I did one in the.
You did?
The whole
you did?
No,
you didn't.
You didn't.
I missed up.
Sober.
I'm trying to move away from that.
Completely trivial
away from that.
whole thing when you do that.
Moving away from it. Oh,
I didn't drink.
That's what brought you to the dance. That's what brought you to the dance.
And I need a beer before these shows sometimes. I just I didn't
I drink
tonight.
Loosey goosey.
Yeah. And then you still got. You said you got a bit nervous. It's like, yeah, I felt it. And then we started. I'm like, right, we're rolling. Let's go for it.
Yeah, it's amazing how things like that pan out in it.
Yeah.
But I'm drinking stuff that's much less exciting.
You're King Goblin still.
King Goblin. I reviewed it before I went out, and I was like, I can't finish that. Left the rest in the bottle. And I tell you what, that's probably one of the most lackluster English strong ales that I've had for quite a while. And I've just been supping on this free hop lager from Caledonian, which isn't too bad, but it still suffers from that. It kind of tastes like a very weak-bodied pale ale sort of thing.
Yeah.
Even though they've used
just the three hops.
Yeah, even though they've only used Hallertauer, Sars, and Strisselpelt.
One of each. One of each.
Yeah, one from Bavaria, one from Bohemia, and one from Alsace in France. Alsace, I can't remember how that's pronounced, but
Alsatian.
Alsatian, Dalmatian.
You dirty old dog.
Triple hop. Yeah, but yeah, it's not bad for 79p. I've had much worse. Home and bargains.
One for me, one for you, one for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely free hop. Just free hops in that.
Just the three singular hops.
Yes. But I don't know. It's got this sort of like weird American hop flavor to it, which I just
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it looks drinkable. Is it one of them beers that you don't think too much about?
I mean, for 79p, I'd happily buy like 6 of those for a hangout or something like that.
Like a fridge filler.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Are Caledonian owned by Green King? Or are they their own?
I think that's Belhaven.
Belhaven, yeah. That's what I'm getting confused with, yeah.
I know Caledonian, are they out of Edinburgh, I think?
Yep. Yeah, they're out of Edinburgh.
They're on the what's the name street? Is that I can't remember what it is. I think it's near
Broadway Park, Southgyle Broadway.
Yeah, I remember doing a bit of research one time, and it's quite. You go onto Wikipedia about it, and it's like they own this. I think it's owned by a distillery. I think, or they're part owned by a distillery, and distillery's part owned by this and that, and it's like it gets really complicated once you.
Oh yeah,
really read into it.
It's amazing when you actually track back who the actual license owners are.
Yeah.
It's funny because like in the sort of beer world, people get up in arms when big business takes over a smaller brewery. But in like the whiskey world, all of like the big whiskey companies are owned by like bigger like alcohol companies.
Yeah.
but it's just not. People don't just get up in arms about it as much, sort of thing.
Because they have that like sort of thing with whiskey. See, that's one thing I found with like lots of distillers. Even though I very rarely drink whiskey, but from my understanding of like the process and the heritage of a lot of whiskies is you will find like these newer distilleries who bring out like their own whiskey. But from what I gather, aren't like even the bigger ones better because they're established? They've got like this heritage, they've got this like base product that they just keep. So like a younger distiller by design won't actually reach the heights of even like someone like Glenfiddich or Bell's or something like that. So
you think they won't reach the because there's actually a distiller in London, which I don't think they've actually released an actual whiskey yet. They've made stuff with like the byproduct of whiskey, but like they have to wait at least like 12 years before they have anything like decent.
Yeah.
So when
money.
when you get like the whiskey like fresh from some of these distills, it's just like pretty much like sort of like clear alcohol.
Yeah, it's like crystal clear.
So, so you don't have that sort of like process of it all, which don't get me wrong, I think it's fantastic that like the whiskey distilleries are a big booming industry, and like just as much as like the gin industry, because there's a lot of craft gin going out there now. But at the same time, I'd much rather spend that, like if I were to buy it 30 to 40 quid on something like a special reserve single malt from one of the more macro companies than like a company down the road, because I know for a fact that it's just going to have a bit more like vitality and a bit more maturity and body and flavor, because it's been established. It's been aged for that amount of time. So it's a weird sort of world. But that being said, I have seen craft wines in Aldi now.
Craft wines
in 330 ml bottles. Craft wine.
Most wines are probably craft, aren't they?
How can you? I mean, you're much more restricted on wines than beer anyway. So pretty much wines are done in the same way. It just depends what part of the world you're from.
Craft is just a marketing term at the end of the day, isn't it? We get
pretty much
all these definitions, and it is just.
I mean, it's crept into some of the like the real ale brigade, which I'm fine with. And it's only in the last sort of 5 or 6 years this sort of bullshit starting to come into that, because they want people who don't know to think that because this is becoming a little bit more kind of fashionable word. Whatever craft is anyway, and they're just trying to I think it's just ale. It's a traditional British ale. It's just
and that's why we've had all these rebrands recently.
They're changing the labels. I mean, Innocent Gun had changed all their labels. I actually preferred the old label. Why they've changed it to the way they have done, I kind of don't get.
Don't get it.
I don't get it. Not bothered.
Not bothered. That's just me, though.
I mean, I just don't understand it. It's just it's odd. So I didn't leave that big beer till last. I've done the
with the
Kodak
track and field. I didn't pour mine very gently. Did you get a load of sediment in your track and field?
No, there's a tiny little bit.
And when I did the review, it was very fine grain.
Yeah, it was like sandy. Yeah,
sandy. Yeah,
yeah, look, yeah. But no, it's a good beer.
I've got a. I can't forget.
What's that? A Belgian? What's that? A Belgian beer?
Yeah.
I poured it like
a Picard.
Poured it like a pro.
Just minus the train sound.
Like a Picard.
I've had it knocking around the fridge. It was very kindly sent to me by beer merchants. It's Brasserie de la Seine, Brussels Calling.
Oh, wait. There you go.
Probably a bit old, but I mean, I didn't want to open a can of putty. That is essentially the only other option. I mean, there's other fucking shit, but
Right.
yeah, I was somewhat pale and hoppy, and it wasn't going to be a can of putty, so this was knocking around. So
Cool. Have you done enough? Yeah, it looks really foamy.
Yeah, it looks lively.
I said I poured it like a Picard. I could have done better, but I thought, it's going to be a bit flat. It's been in the fridge for ages.
Superb.
So it's a blonde Belgian IPA. So
there you go.
It's not one of my regular ones, but it's Friday night. It could be a live night. It's all about interesting, kind of diverse beers. Come on.
If only there was air horn sound, not air hand.
We could get some diverse people in as well. just to match.
That's it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. But it's nice. It's nice, is that actually?
Yeah.
I've just been upstairs and turned heating on. It's been a bit chilly down here.
Yeah.
It's a bit chilly. A bit bloody cold down here, I'll tell you.
Bit
It turned lighting on me.
It's a bit chilly down. It's a bit chilly downstairs.
Put me tanning lamp on closer.
He's got his sunbed just next to it.
I got myself out of school so many times by doing that technique. Just warm your forehead up with your lamp.
Yeah.
And just say, I feel so sick today, Mum.
Look how hot I am.
Okay, then.
Yeah. Hair dryer.
Yeah.
Yeah, look,
actually, that's really nice.
I used to pretend to be sick in the toilet and then get a cup full of water and just pour it down, makes a noise, and it's like, I've been. And then flush the chain, more water. Yeah, I'm not very well.
You swine.
Yeah. Oh, you sound really bad. Yeah, I'm not too good. We used to go to work like, right, what am I going to watch on telly?
Yeah.
There you go. Fucking school.
But don't do it, kids.
Yeah, stay in school.
Don't
be like Craig. Stay in
Yeah. Never come back.
Don't watch people who review beers on YouTube at midnight on a Friday as well.
Yeah.
I think that's probably good.
Yeah,
Rule of
that's
thumb.
life advice. Not just for children either, but
It's not
Just in
just
general,
for children.
stop it. Nothing good's gonna come of it.
No.
What?
Well, that's just me.
Yes. Hey! The first one, boom! When you least expected it.
What was on the hangout the other day when we were called the One Direction? What was it? The One Direction of beer or something?
oh yeah. I remember I got quite a few compliments, so I was very happy with that stream.
Yeah, I remember that lady. Well, I assume it's a lady. Was very concerned that I went to the toilet. Like, but the review was like, "You have to warn me if you're going to go to the toilet."
That one, yeah.
I tried to find that account. I couldn't find it.
I can't remember what. I don't know who was hosting. That's the thing. I forget.
I was hosting.
Oh, right. Okay. Sometimes I don't like the I forget, and then.
I'm sorry.
What? No, do you know what I mean? I forget. Calm.
Don't like it.
Right, settle down there. Settle down
Stop
there,
it.
Rob. Yeah, settle down there, Rob. But no, I forget to like the one. It's like, then I go into the thing. It's like, where's that? Can't find them. 3 people. Like, no. Can't be asked for that.
and it doesn't save the live comments, does it?
No.
Which is annoying, really.
In some ways, but in other ways, it's like, yeah, thank God for that.
I suppose YouTube don't want that because it's sort of gaming the system, really. They want comments on your videos where you're obviously going to get more comments on a live video.
Yeah. I mean, some of them can be trolls as well, so they're probably trying to stop that, which I don't mind the trolls, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's quite funny. A lot of trolls, though, they post something and they fucking delete the message. It's like...
I got a quality one the other day. I'll finish your comment, and I've got a quality one. I'm going to pick it out and read it back and everything.
It's just the live chat's quite funny sometimes. They'll post something, then they'll retract it. Like, okay. You really believe what you say, then, don't you? So, whatever. Go ahead, Rob.
I'm just finding the comment itself. It was completely out of the blue. So it was for a review I did of a brewski beer. It was that only last year. Can't believe that. Yeah, it was only last year actually, March last year. So it's a while ago. Completely out of nowhere. It was Donna Davis, the esteemed YouTube commenter, chose to say, "Just stop mumbling." And so I replied, "I'm sorry, it's a combination of having a strong Yorkshire accent and just my voice." I said, "Why did you even watch my channel? From looking at your account, you have no interest in craft beer. Regardless, thanks for watching and leaving a comment, even though it was rather rude." And then she replied, "Lol, K." That was it. Wonderful.
That was
mic drop.
That was the other comment from that hangout the other day. Was the person who said, "Why are these men filming their chat?" Which is like, you're missing the point of a live stream.
a live stream, exactly. People watch because telly's rubbish.
Yeah. I just like the fact that they stumbled across it. And it's like, why are these men filming their chat?
How dare you?
Why are you watching then?
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, like what are you doing?
What for you? Yeah, I'm currently on what is slowly becoming one of my favourite beers ever. Actually,
right. Don't see much of WJ Lee's down this way.
No,
I don't see any down here.
Considering that I'm pretty much just an hour and 15 minutes away from Manchester, this is actually the only JW Lee's product I've ever seen.
Yeah, they're not widely distributed.
No.
I find in the UK, even when I go to London, I'm like looking in some of the supermarkets and stuff. It's like, if it's not in London,
family brewery,
and a well-known brewery, I mean, fucking hell, Paul's like, he gets more shit than we do. What the fuck?
From what I can gather, because I've seen quite obviously a lot of Joseph Holt pubs in Manchester, which I've not been into, but I imagine like a lot of their like bottles, if they're not in Manchester, they go to pretty much outside of the UK, and then just stuff trickles into other like regions within the UK.
Yeah, that's the same as St. Peter's Brewery. From Suffolk.
I mean, I get a few more of those. They do the 4-pack things in Waitrose down my way.
Yeah,
the glass and all that sort of thing.
Yeah. I love those sort of 4-packs. I love getting the glass from them.
We're about £8, 8 or 9 quid, something like that. But for 4 beers and a glass, you fucking.
It's not bad, is it?
Yeah, tell you what I saw in Booths, but for some stupid reason I didn't pick up. They were doing that, you know, the quack, which has the wooden.
The Belgian, yeah.
They were doing a bottle of that with the glass for £8 in
That's
Booths.
a bargain.
And I was like,
because you can pay like £12 for just for that fucking weird glass.
The weird thing is, I acknowledged it. Had all the beers that I was about to take to the till, and I was like, I'll take these beers to the till. And when I'd paid for it, I was like, Peter, you're an idiot. It's a very stupid glass. Don't get me wrong. You use it a couple of times at most.
It's not normal. It's almost like a marketing thing for me, I think.
Yeah.
So that's weird. It's like, you got this some weird fucking wooden handle thing.
Quack is essentially the beer that got me into like trying new beers.
Yeah,
that was the like when I lived in France. Like I was trying new beers anyway, just because I couldn't get hold of the stuff I'd normally drink. And it was when we went to a Belgian bar and I saw this person drinking out of this glass. I was like, I want one of those.
Can I have a glass?
I want this action.
Yeah, it's like I want to drink out one of those weird glasses, and that's literally what started me on my my beer journey, as it were. And I've still got one of those glasses now. I love them. Like when I used to live in Canterbury, we used to go to a Belgian bar there, and you had to give your shoe as a deposit if you wanted that beer.
Is that the one?
Because,
is that the same? So where we went that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do that in various Belgian bars.
Yeah.
That was
usually like North
can you
Bar.
believe that?
Yeah.
I can't believe that was back in May, by the way, Jake.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
Just buy Poundland sandals.
Have a third one in your pocket.
Yeah.
There you go, sir.
And actually, like,
Yeah, in North Bar and Leeds, they used to give you a pair of slippers
My third shoe.
to wear around. But the one that I'm aware of is I forgot what it's called, but a bar in Ghent, which I went in. But if you got a quack because of the glass, they had a large net above the bar, and they put your shoe in the net and winch it up to the ceiling. Because people keep nicking them.
I hope there's someone in Ghent with a YouTube channel called Ghent Beer Reviews.
Ghent Beer Reviews.
I think we should just go just for that reason.
Yeah.
Oh, come on! I
we
love
should
Ghent.
find that
It's a lovely
channel
place.
and meet up with that beer tube.
Yeah. Or I think Craig should start it.
So Craig can
Exclusively
just be
Belgian
Ghent.
beers.
I need to move there.
Just Ghent based.
Yeah.
Well, do. It's a beautiful place, is Ghent.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a few places. I'd love to go to Belgium. I want to go to Bruges. That's probably one of my top
I
places.
was told. Well, I've been to both, but I was told that when we went to Ghent before we went to Bruges, like a couple of years between, and I was told Ghent is a Bruges but without the tourists. That was what I was told. I don't know if it's strictly true, but it's like a pretty kind of traditional looking places. Is Ghent like Bruges? Bruges is quite touristy in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to speak to someone who doesn't speak English, Ghent Bruges is great. Everybody, even in like your local supermarket, people speak very good English. Maybe not in Ghent. No, between the two, I don't think you can compare them really. But Brussels is okay. Brussels is a dirty city. I really liked Antwerp. It's like Sheffield, but in Belgium.
Wow, that's a contrast.
Yeah,
I quite like Sheffield. No, it's funny. I really like Antwerp. It's kind of slightly cosmopolitan. Beer scene's really good.
It's different though, isn't it? As well? You can get some real kind of rare-ish beers and why am I looking at the wrong fucking program?
There's a cracking traditional brown cafe called Eau d'Arsenal. I remember going there, and the barman wasn't smoking while he served you, but he'd leave his fag at the end of the bar. Look over here. All right, okay. You can come over, serve you whatever you want. Thank you very much. Not a bad range as well for Belgium. There's a lot of bottles in Belgium, really, but good draft range. And go back to the other end of the bar, get back on his fags, and one of the perfect parts of it is a great bar. I'm not underselling it at all, but I'm just picking out its interesting characteristics, which was to get to the ladies. You've got to walk through the gents, and the gents. So it's the back wall of the gents. It's not which is like the main room. It's only a small pub. Main room is so the doors like in the middle of the room really, and it's just saloon doors. So every time anybody goes to the toilet, if you stood at a specific part of the trough, you will be exposed to the entire pub.
Trough.
And if you're a lady, if you're a woman, you've got to walk past all of this to get to yours.
Stepping back a little while, fag.
That's about 20 years because that's stepping back.
Fag for our American viewers is a cigarette just at the end of the bar. I'd throw that in there.
Let's make that distinction.
Yeah, because we have got a few American viewers going on here. So
or a small meat kind of like
Well,
ball.
yeah.
Oh yeah, fags.
Yeah, and a faggot is a bundle of sticks.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
So it's all semantics.
So like
We got
slag.
a few people. We got a few.
Yeah, slag is
people,
just
Slag's just a collection of earth.
Colloquialisms.
hops.
If Craig wants to read the comments,
Well, I can't read, so I'll leave it to you.
okay, then I'll read them.
So, Paul from PA
It's your
Brew
chat.
says,
Yeah, Paul from
No, he's
PhD,
not. No, he's
I'll
not.
use spit.
Oh,
But yeah,
we've got
so
a few people there.
Craig starts off the discussion, which actually works quite well. And he says, "Hello, 5 viewers. Anyone drinking?" And then Drunken One from Texas. How you doing, my friend? Says, "Drinking a home brewed IPA."
Nice.
Which sounds good. And we've got Mr. Angus Wangus, one of our Canadian brethren. How you doing, my friend? Saying, "I'm drinking an IPA called Hotbot, which is from a brewery in Canada called Hop City Brewing."
Yeah, which is weird.
Hop City, sure.
Yeah.
We're not in the same country. You get sued the fuck out of, I guess.
Yeah. You might get a collaboration beer at the end of it. So
the most prominent Hop City is a shop somewhere in America. We looked into this back in the day. We thought they're not going to bother.
Yeah. Normal people tend not to be honest.
Normal.
Yeah. Normal people can see that people will see the distinction between two clear brands from opposite ends of the. I don't know. I just don't get it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Atlantic Ocean's.
What are you trying to say? Yeah.
They're not going to lose money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
So what else do we have? We've got Drunken One, who says we're all welcome to his 1,000 subscriber hangout tomorrow. Good. And then we've got our good friend Average Joe, who rest in peace, Average Joe's beard, says, "Hi there, fellas."
Rest in peace.
And
has he shaved his beard off?
He has indeed.
Where have you been?
Dear God.
Where have you been?
Well, he's got bottle caps on
here.
his eyes, Craig. He's working through some things, so we'll cut him some stuff.
Yeah. Carry on.
And then Average Joe refers to Hop City in Canada is Moosehead's crafty line of beer.
Oh.
And then our good friend Lee Russell,
Hey,
Mr. Beer Tube, the legend that is, says, "Joe beat me
just
to it."
mutter, "Fuck off," then.
What?
I thought Craig just muttered, "Fuck off." Fuck off.
Yeah. Craig and Lee have got some issues that we won't discuss on this chat, because I'm trying to get to that threshold so I can make all those big YouTube dollars. But,
do you know what?
You better be quick. Yeah,
I've got.
I want Lee to make a really salacious 40-minute long video about me. I'm gonna be so scandalous. So you can't not make one.
Do you know what we need? We need orchestrated fake beer tube drama.
So many times, it's hilarious.
We need a proper fake but realistic beef.
Yeah,
or Logan Paul shit.
And I think
that's corn, isn't it?
We need to start doing battle raps.
Yeah. Because we need to get to the point where Greg Koch comes round to our house and jumps on us. We need that sort of level. We need that level of beer drama.
That was very good, actually. That was very good. But I want to get I want to get Greg from Greg's beer reviews involved in it somehow.
Yes.
So somebody jumps on him. Do you think Greg actually exists, or do you think he's like a TV parody of a beer reviewer?
He definitely exists. I've seen him on Hangout before.
He's what AI thinks BeerTube is.
It's a Google expectation. Google boots
based on kind of YouTube's logarithm. They created Greg from Greg's beer reviews. Clearly, they like videos between 14 and 7 minutes long. They like beer glasses.
All that
They like
all that stuff.
with beards.
All that stuff really chaps my ass.
You know what? My ass is really chapped at the moment as well.
Well, that's on you. As Joe would say.
That's on you. It's on you.
Well,
Tell you that for sure.
It depends where it is, but it might be in you. But whatever, we're not going there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, that's a wonderful.
Just,
yeah.
Just to get.
I think Greg will eventually be exposed as a cyborg.
Oh yeah. A replicant.
It's just that something that's like
your chaps will be exposed.
Like, because there's no. It's like it doesn't compute. There's no canned on date.
I saw a Peppa Pig there. I know what that was.
That's actually George.
Pig. Okay. Get your pronouns correct, Craig.
It's the same family, whatever.
Yes, it's a younger brother.
Yeah. Okay then. Carry on.
Oh, yeah.
I like bacon.
No.
I've got bacon sandwich.
I've not watched a Greg's beer review in a long time. What's going on?
No, I just wait for the Wise Man's Committee to make videos.
So I'm reading the chat.
Oh dear.
Sorry, Rob. Go. Oh, okay. Oh, it's not real. Okay.
It's quite terrifying.
Disturbing. Yeah, I was like, oh, okay then.
Yeah. But Rob does want that video made of him.
Yes, I do.
Well, on that note, I'm going for a Jimmy.
Well, fair enough.
I've never heard that rhyme in slang before.
A Jimmy Riddle Piddle.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Oh.
You got to be down south like we are.
Down south.
We don't do that kind of stuff up here.
No,
really.
no.
Oh, you just go, we need a piss. Like a normal person would.
Yeah, we just
talking, on his
this now.
plain talking Northerners. That's what
Hey, Bobby, I'm going for shit now.
And we say we're going for a Tom down here.
No.
Tom.
See,
Tom
I like Bob Mortimer's. Bob Mortimer uses the term Todd.
Todd.
A Todd. It's a good word, is that?
Yeah. That's like only Bob Mortimer could get away with that. Anybody else saying that, it's like, nah. But Bob Mortimer.
And did you know Bob Mortimer is a big fan of American IPA?
He's a big fan of craft beer.
I do remember seeing a lot of his posts on Twitter when it came to
he brewed a beer.
He's quite a beery chap. He did called a Kiss the Alderman.
Yeah, I tried to bag a bottle of, but I couldn't get one.
Me too. Yeah, I think I've got a bit late to the party. I know Jonathan, who's behind, who is the Alpha State, who is quite the character. But I don't know how he linked up with Bob. So Bob, I don't know where Bob lives, really. Actually, maybe he does live in like the Kent area.
I think they do live in Kent. I think both of them do.
Yeah, Quealy does. Probably lives in the adjoining mansion.
Yeah.
Quealy is quite a character. He's a good guy, Jonathan, but he's a lunatic and looks like a cross between. He looks like a Russell Brand tribute act from like 1998. He's got big hair. Yeah, he got thrown out of a pub before he got served by falling over the bar in York one time. He's great. Last time I saw him, he said, "So how are you doing?" I said, "You're like, I'm fucked, mate. I've been drinking a lot of gin." I'm like, all right, fair enough. Okay. Is it a very, very close friend of Mickle, though? Very close friend of Mickle. So you'll always find Alpha State on at Copenhagen Beer Celebration.
Yeah. I heard a lot of their beer goes over there anyway. That's why you don't see much of it here.
That's when I met Mickle. He'd been brewing at Brody's while Jonathan was at Brody's back in the day.
Oh, okay. Has anyone ever met Mikkel?
I have. I met him last year.
Ah, well, what's he like as a person? I don't. There's like
said
this
hello,
weird
that was it,
sort of
didn't he?
like weird celebrity complex. I can't imagine what he's like.
He was really hungover when I
Okay.
spoke to him.
He was like I sort of just introduced myself to him, and he was just standoffish and
Oh, okay.
hello.
Go, hey, okay.
Even though I'd been pouring his beer all day, like at his bar.
The McKellar offices seem like the best place to work in the world.
Thanks.
Yeah, it seems like every day there's like a big collective lunch, and it's like we'll sample this beer, we'll sample this beer, we'll collectively sample this beer. Oh, we're doing a wine this as well. We'll sample this wine.
Unless they moved. I remember when we were at War Pigs. I remember seeing Tobias, formerly of Tuul. He was Tuul at that point. I remember just like biking past.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it, when you think of people.
Mikkel was there. I saw Mikkel earlier that day, but yeah.
But it's like, to a lot of people, they're just like somebody. Oh wow, we brew beer. But to us, they're like, to be in the presence of them, to have like a conversation, would be as if we're talking to like an actor or an actress or something like that, because they have such a presence, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they're sort of like the lead singer.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I understand what you mean.
But at the end of the day, they're just, we just brew beer.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
He's what he is. I don't know how you classify what Mikkel does. He creates brands.
Yeah, he writes recipes.
Last time I saw him was first day walking into the Copenhagen beer celebration. My mate Max, he's quite a belligerent. He's quite a maverick kind of fella. He's a wonderful chap, but he's not going to hide his feelings. And we just kind of walked in, and like we were one of maybe the first 50 people into the venue. It's quite quiet. Mikkel was like right in front of us, talking to a couple of people. So I said to Max, "Oh, it's Mikkel." And literally, as we walked past him, he just turned to me and was like, "I couldn't give a fuck." I'm like, okay, that's how it's going to be. Okay. So yeah, he's just around. He's I think he's a little bit grumpy from what I remember Peter Master Hoppet saying to me. I think Jeppe is probably a lot more approachable than Mikkel is. Well, I spoke to Mikkel once, and he was fine. He was hungover, and he was like, "Hey, yeah, how's it going? Okay, great, cool, thanks for coming." That was about it, but.
Well, I think he's actually been very open about his disdain for people in general, as they just say. He's not really out the extrovert sort of person.
He's a model.
There is a really
modeling programs.
Yeah, didn't he used to be didn't he start off as a teacher?
Yeah,
and then he met the guys from
the two old guys. Yeah.
But in contrast, I mean, I've never met Tor, but I've spent a bit of time with Tobias while he was over in the UK. We had a night out in Manchester, and I met him in Copenhagen as well. We just this is post to all as well. We were at the at Fermentorum, which is near the festival. It's a great bar. It's kind of like where you go and get kicked out of the festival, or before you go to the festival. Because Peter knows him, and it was quite weird because I think he'd only separated from all maybe like 3-4 months before. So he was there on his bike, and he kind of stood back like on the roadside. He was talking to Peter mainly, but I kind of went and said hello, and not seen him for a while. But that was kind of like a weird situation. It was kind of like, because it's this big celebratory moment, but this guy who was like a really important part of the development of Danish craft beer, and he was kind of like just standing back, not being part of it. But a really nice guy.
Sounds very similar to myself.
I think that beer. I had it too old for quite a while.
No, I've not. I don't think I've had a too old beer since I was in Germany.
Wow, right.
I had a weird fucking shandy beer, which was like the most acidic beer I've ever had in my entire life. It was like 2.9 or something. It was so intensely sharp. Yeah, I think it was like a lemonade shandy or something. It was called. It was nuts.
I think the thing with like breweries like Mikkeller and Tuol and pretty much the whole Copenhagen Danish scene is there's a hell of a lot of hipsterdom to it. So there's like people just gravitate towards that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
myself included. Yeah. I'm just like so absorbed from, especially the artwork from like Casper Liedit and Keith Shaw. Just what they're putting onto the bottles and the cans and the branding throughout like the company and like the bars and stuff. It's like, I know it's just a really quite shallow thing at the end of the day because it should be just what's in the bottle of the can and on tap, but that like area, that like this little area of craft beer just appeals to me so much. And I don't know, it's weird. I get very fanboyish, even though
most like it's an extension of the beer, like the label and
yeah,
artwork is an extension of the beer and the ethos of that brewery, isn't it? You can tell a lot by the effort they put into branding and stuff like that, can't you? It says a lot about the quality of, like, if you see like quality branding, you go, well, they've put effort into that, they're gonna put effort into the beer. And it might not always be the case, that it might be style over substance sometimes, but it's a good way to gauge it, isn't it? Just on a very like basic level.
Yeah. And I don't know, there's just part of me that really enjoys that sort of aspect to a lot of the primarily European craft beer culture. I don't know, it's a weird thing. Very weird. It's almost like a shallow look at what should be just, if it's good in the glass, that's what should be the most important thing.
Well, there's got to be something that draws you into actually buying it as well, isn't there? To get it into the glass in the first place.
Yeah.
If it's like crap branding.
Yeah, exactly. No, what you were just saying. I mean, I think it's all about. It's like, why do you identify with something? Why do you want to be associated with something? That's for me.
I definitely get that.
Of it all, really.
I definitely get that last point.
Does it represent who I want to be? What I want to be projected myself? It's that kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's lots of avenues you can go with that part. But yeah. Sorry. Carry on.
No, you ended the conversation, Craig.
On my thing, on my way home today, I mean, hopefully not enough people are going to watch this. They won't steal my idea.
Oh, thanks, Rob. Thanks for your faith in my channel.
It was such a backhanded compliment. It was like it was like a backhand covered in like broken glass.
I'm smiling, but I'm crying at the same time with that compliment. It's perfect.
No, I was thinking on my way home today. I was listening to a podcast that some friends do, and I really like, but frantically annoys me due to the comments, but at the same time the complete fucking lack of knowledge in certain subjects. Which I'm a graphic designer by trade. I'm not. I'm not some wonderful kind of artist by any regard, but I've got a certain level of understanding. I've had people who approach me at beer festivals going, "Oh, I'm a graphic designer as well." I've worked with graphic designers like Drew Millwood, who did the beer that I do with Brewdog, who's gone on to do with Dogfish Head and Northern Monk and blah blah blah. And I really like the idea of some kind of symposium. Is it a beer festival? Is it an individual event where you get people like Drew or someone like Alex Doherty, who does the amazing work for Partisan, and Casper Ledet and Keith Shaw and all the. It's getting a panel. I like the idea of getting a panel of graphic artists, graphic designers who work primarily in the beer industry. There's a guy called Refold, goes under the name Refold, does the stuff in Leeds as well for North Brewing, North Bar, Little Leeds Beer House. Good guy, very specific approach to his design as well. But yeah, a bit of symposium, panel discussion, exhibition. I don't know. I'm liking this. The kind of the underpinning of kind of craft beer as the common subject to the expression of kind of graphic arts. Somebody's probably done it or is already planning to do it before me, but it'd be fun. That sounds fun. Where can we do it? Where shall we do it?
Yeah.
Peter, this could be the making of you, sir.
It could be. This could be my calling for the craft beer industry.
It could be they have all tomorrow's parties and fucking Minehead or something.
Yes.
It could be Skelmersdale. It could be this hub of kind of beer and graphic design, because you've got some probably at your working man's club where you were earlier today. They'll bring in a bar from imported beer from all these amazing breweries that are using exciting graphic artists.
That'd be a really good spin on an event.
Cover the walls.
Wouldn't it? It'd be such a different spin on like a beer festival or something like that.
Well, it's the whole thing, isn't it? I mean, it's the whole package. I mean, and that's what I guess that's what Peter was saying at the start. I mean, it's and I think it was Craig as well. He's gone anyway. He's off to do 4 reviews. So we're thinking about an hour and a half. It's that's not the only thing that attracts you to the product, is it? I mean, why do you pick up the beer that you drink? I mean, it's in certain senses, not always. It's a lifestyle accessory, isn't it? It resembles what you want to project. I mean, I drink Verdant. What does that say about me?
Yeah.
What is it?
An example, actually, it was when I was coming up to London to see Rob and Craig. When I was on the train, there was 4 absolute dickhead arseholes behind me with drinking Fosters or something. And I was I had a can of Northern Monk. It was one of the, they've done a range recently with superheroes on it, where they've sort of I can't remember which one I had, but I had one of those ones, and I was actually almost trying to let him see it. From I was like, well, I'm drinking. Look at this weird can that
can.
Just and I even made a point of pulling the label out because it was one of so reading it and going, oh yes, very, very interesting, because it was just I wanted to show I wasn't drinking what they were drinking and I wasn't one of them sort of thing. I was I'm sitting here by myself.
Absolutely. I mean, when we in complete contrast, I mean, when we flew out to Copenhagen, I remember walking down the middle of the plane and just hearing a bit of, oh, there's Obscene. I don't know who said it, but somebody shouted. And then on the way back, I'd say maybe 30% of the people traveling back on that plane had been in the festival, including the older guys. I was on my own. We got separated from my mate, and in my seat, three older guys next to me. They'd all been, and they were a bit. I mean, stood in the queue. It was JK, who was just left Marble now at Yeasty Boys. There were Jack from Atom, a couple of lads from Magic Rock, and all on the way back. So everybody was, and I remember the hilarity of my mate Max picking up on some mistyping in the booklet about Punk IPA or something. that was the best beer you could get on the flight.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of flights of Punk IPA now.
Yeah.
Is that a little stubby can, or is it a full size can?
It's a little stubby can. Yeah, fucking scumbags. Fucking Brewdog.
I just want to see one of the little stubby cans.
It's just fucking cheeky, isn't it? Fucking Brewdog.
What was that about Brewdog?
Just serving little stubby cans of punk on EasyJet flights.
Oh,
dirty animals. I don't know if you've had an indie ale.
I was in a Brewdog bar last weekend, and I contemplated, but they had an Amundsen collab and stuff. So I was like, I'm getting that instead.
Is that the beer that they're bringing in to push out Dead Pony?
I hope it's not intended for that purpose, because hopefully I'm not going to give away the whereabouts of the person I'm going to reference. But I was told by somebody who's quite recently departed from Brewdog, who left because of that beer, because it's meant to be a beer that it's a cheap beer to make. It's quite low on flavour. With the intent to increase market share, and that's the entire purpose. He was involved in sales, and I don't want to say too much, and not really comfortable with it all. I mean, if you're in a sales kind of role, and you are expected to confidently push a brand, and then the company you're working for are purposely creating a substandard product in order to gain market share. How can you confidently say? And he said he was really positive about every aspect about Brewdog, but he was like, that beer was just I couldn't stand behind it, and so he walked away, which is, I think it's really impressive. But from their behalf, fucking horrendous. How atrocious is that? Just making a fucking that's what Budweiser do.
Yeah,
they're becoming everything that they said they opposed. It's I'm not saying Brewdog don't make
trying to hit all these things,
but yeah.
They're trying to hit all these little tick boxes. It's like we have our gluten-free beer, we have our alcohol-free beer, and then like we have our gateway beer, we have our supermarket beers. We still make these 12% beers to try and keep beer geeks interested. All they're doing is just trying to check off everything just to make sure every angle's covered, really. Yeah.
Keep saying shit like this, and they'll probably invite you. If you want a bit of a do, a soiree up to Ellen. It's good. No, it's fun. It is good.
I'll go. I'll check.
James, you watch it? No, he's not. No. He's not. Get me in the car. I've been outside his house, but he didn't let me in his house. Get me in the car.
Did he at least wind the window down?
No, we left his Zolik car.
Oh.
He went to get some clothes, I think. See his dog. I saw his dog. It's a lovely house. It's a lovely little cottage, stone cottage, and yeah. Anyway, that's by the by. But it's kind of disappointing, and I think you can do good things, and I think you can do big things and remain credible and authentic and worthwhile. I think, but I don't think they're the right people to do that in a lot of ways. Because I mean, James is his dad owns a fleet of North Sea trawlers. He's a wealthy guy. He's an entrepreneur from an early age. It's kind of funny. I mean, in contrast, the passing of Marquis Smith this week, a real kind of like grassroots, authentic kind of fucking bare bones kind of person. It kind of that's the stark contrast. I mean, Brewdog spit this fucking vitriol of punk and all this nonsense, but how can you be more of an outsider than somebody like Marquis Smith? I mean, I don't like his music. I think it's absolutely fucking atrocious.
There's some absolutely awful Fall songs. Let's be honest.
You know what I mean? But a beautiful force, absolutely, yeah. And that's what. But that resonates with people. I mean, and it's from that and that. That's that. That's not fucking Brewdog. And hopefully, people who've got an idea about just good shit realize that. I'd like to think.
Yeah.
You see through the bullshit, and if you don't, then sorry.
Yeah.
You're not involved in our sad little fucking miserable club, but and get on with your happy lives, your happy successful lives. But we feel much more fruitful from our knowledge that our shit is better.
See that's the thing with Brewdog. I just wish they'd acknowledge where they are instead of
just
trying
own it.
to like sell this sort of, or we're the anti-establishment, we're the post-punk. And it's like, no, you weren't actually really punk before you started because of how you came to be.
Yeah. You could they've took the wrong spin on it, haven't they? They could say we're trying to take over the beer industry and be a bit more bullshit about it. If they wanted to go down that route, but they're trying to remain authentic, but they should say no, we're going for it and we're trying to make as much money as we can. And we're trying to take our market share back. That'd be a lot more credible, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think a lot of people would actually respect them more and actually buy a lot more of their product.
Yeah.
If they were just saying, listen, we actually make really good beer. That's it. That's it. You can keep your publicity stunts and that sort of thing. It all sorts adds to the charm.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're trying to still push this
maintain the thing.
It's like you can't be punk and then open up a fucking resort in America. There's nothing punk about that movement.
No. I was sorting out my desktop at work the other day, and I deleted a blog that was essentially about this very situation. Yeah, don't try and be something that you clearly can't be. You mean don't profess to be one thing and you're actually something completely different, and it's fine. I mean, you are who you are. I think and no one's ever gonna kind of see you for what they expect you to be, and you can be who they want you to be a lot of the time as well, which is fine. But I mean, if you aren't the real thing, you'll always find it. If you search a bit harder and you look a bit further, you'll always find the authentic kind of like version of it. And that's fine. That's the rewarding thing, I guess. And the end of it all, I mean, if you've been really literal in the like Matt Tranter, Burning Sky was really outspoken about the whole situation with Brewdog and their use of the word punk. I mean, he identifies himself as a punk. I mean, and what he does may not appear on surface value as being punk, but what he's actually doing, if you take it back to those kind of like values, is. I mean, he's independent. He's doing as he wants to do. He doesn't answer to anyone. He creates an authentic product based on his own ideals. So, in that sense, he is, and that's how he. I mean, Justin Hawk from Moore as well, very outspoken, kind of like someone of that frame of mind as well. But I mean, yeah. If you're real, you don't have to say it too loud, I think, a lot of the time.
Yeah. You sort of let your product speak for itself, really, at the end of the day.
Yeah, like with Burning Sky, you wouldn't know that the owner, the brewer, has those that's his ethos, would you? Because he's not actually instilling that into his product. It's just his
he's just concentrating on producing from my experience with Bird and Sky, very high quality products.
Yeah,
The last two beers that I had from Burn and Sky were two saisons that they produced, and the saison style for me doesn't do much on a whole. But I remember I had two halves of two of the, I think it was two of the saisons that they were doing at the Port Street Beer House. And I was just like, these are just really simple, enjoyable beers, brewed to style, very enjoyable. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've not invested too much into Burning Sky, and I've not heard the head brewer or owner talking about this sort of stuff, but I could definitely see that, because it's just like, I just want to brew good beer. I don't really, if bars and tap houses want to take my beer, fantastic, but as long as I'm producing stuff that I'm proud of, that doesn't have like this, I'm gonna, because I don't know, I've not seen a Burning Sky New England style IPA. I could be completely misguided on that, but I don't think I've seen them do that sort of stuff, and I think that's a really quite good thing.
Yeah, because they do IPAs, but they're not like they're not like on style or trend IPAs. It's their like own version of it.
Yeah,
and very good. Twice last week, somebody said, excuse me, Pretty Mess, the current IPA, is really good. I did it a while back, but yeah. Exactly. That's the entire point. It just, do what you want to do, and don't just fucking follow the crowd. And there's a lot of longevity to that kind of ideology. Really, do something well. Do it with integrity, and you'll probably last longer than somebody who just tries to fucking ride the trends.
Yeah,
I think it pays off in the long run. I think those people will be around for longer.
Yep.
They sort of keep rising rather than like burning out.
Yeah. That's what I really enjoy, even though I've only had one beer from them, but from their ethos, Little Earth Project, because it's all about what ingredients they have at the time, and if they have access to like this sort of barrel, and they're like, we're going to use this. It's not like, what can we do to get our beers out, like to go on trend? Because a lot of the stuff that I've seen from Little Earth Project, Little Planet, that's a completely different animal.
Little Planet Project.
It's what they have dictates what they release.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, everyone's doing these like super hazy IPAs. I know that's like the whipping boy of like the craft beer community right now, is the hazy New England style IPA, but it's such an easy example to use. But like, I don't know, I really appreciate that sort of, we're just going to do whatever we can. And if it doesn't work, we'll tell people, we had this batch of beer, just didn't work, but we can brew something else. Just wait a little bit.
My local brewery's got a beer coming out soon called West Indian IPA, and it's like, what's that? West Indian Stout.
West Indies Porter, West Indies Stout.
West Indies IPA then.
Yeah, so it's like, that's going to be interesting. They're going to do it on cask as well, it looks quite hazy. It's like, that'd be interesting to see how the locals react to that.
So
cask warriors. It'd be interesting. The Ramsgate Brewery.
Ramsgate. They seem to do some really interesting stuff.
A few sours and saisons out. Blend 17 I've got, which I'd like to get a bottle. It's like 700 ml. It's about a tenner, something like that.
Have you ever tried getting in touch with the brewery themselves? See if you could.
Yeah, I mean, I see. Yeah, but I don't. I don't put myself out there in that regard for free beer.
There seems to be sort of like a stigma to that sort of stuff.
Some people do it, but I just don't. I'm not. If they contact me, great, and they send me stuff, fantastic. But I'm not gonna.
I ask from people I know. So like the guys from Burnt Meal, if they have a new beer, I'll say, can I come down and pick some up?
Mm-hmm.
And same with like Little Earth or anything like that. Like I think if you know them, as in like if you know them personally, then you can give them a little word.
Yeah.
If they give me free beer,
it's a bit different.
Fantastic.
Blue.
I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to scrounge. I'm not going to scrounge for it. It's just not.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm not doing it.
But if you know them,
if they give me beer, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say no.
So we got asked a question by our good friend Average Joe a fair bit ago, but the conversation was going pretty well, and there's Rob with his quite delayed reaction to
I just saw
Lee's comment, but
I'd go with massive, yeah.
But
massive hunt.
Joe wrote a really interesting comment, actually, and it's a question to all. Yeah, for once.
Hold on.
It's a really interesting question, actually.
See you later, drunk one.
See you later, drunk one. Have a good one. And he said, "Here's an honest question for you guys. Of the beers you guys review, how many of them do you completely drink the bottle/can after the review?" And then to add a little bit to his question, he says, when tasting Niche, who is sorely missed on YouTube, I have to say, did her hashtag FABQ, was surprised that some people ended up drain pouring or wasting some of their beers because that's what we do as reviewers. First time I heard that. So
I drink every beer that I review, especially when when it's free. I'm gonna drink it all, and if I've paid for it, I'm definitely drinking it all. So
it makes no sense to pour away stuff that you've paid for.
Or any beer away generally, even if I hate it, it's beer.
Yeah, same here.
I bathe in it. I have a bit, and then I'm like,
yeah.
No, I drink.
It's got this bathtub that's full of like stagnant beers from rare times that he's put stuff away. It's like
my wife goes, "Can we get rid of it?" I go, "Don't fucking touch it."
Yeah.
Taxi driver
can't make room for the baby. No.
What's that? Is that bar fails?
I'm imagining Jake in this like Taxi Driver-esque kind of situation where he's like, it's like Shadow with like a.
I don't see any hot heads here. Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Smear yourself in beer.
That's my beauty.
I buy a majority of what the only thing that I get sent free at the moment is the stuff that we'll drink on Good Be Alive, and we're quite upfront about that. But if I've bought something, as much as it pains me, and if I don't like it, I'm not gonna drink it. If it's fucking annoyed me that much, I'm not gonna chug it. I'm not gonna force it down. Because
I think that's a different thing, isn't it? I think not liking it. I think they're referring to people like just drink, like pouring it down the sink just because they're reviewing beers.
No. I drink.
Oh, just to get through it.
Yeah.
I don't review enough to just get through it.
Yeah. Because if you don't like it, that's a different thing. If you don't like a beer, like I'm not going to struggle through it just because it's not
Craig's not going to drink it if you don't like it.
No, but I'll chug it just to get rid of it quicker.
No. That's one of my.
If it's not a stupid percent beer, then I'm not going to. But I'll just chug it and then done. Move on to a beer I like, and then I think you forget about it. Then
it was clearly a catchphrase that didn't catch on. I think from a previous Good Be Alive, which was don't put anything inside you that you don't like. I think it's not caught on. I don't know why. Was it not caught on?
I'm not going to Manchester in March then.
Don't put anything inside you that you don't like.
Is that your catchphrase, Rob? Or
it's not. Yeah, exactly. That amongst others.
Wow,
it's gone from life's too short for bad beer, but then when this AdSense stuff's come in, he's gone to extreme measures and says, "I don't want anything negative in my body," sort of deal.
No, I've never said that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're going to see jump cuts in Rob's videos now. I like crude adult meme jokes. So lots of MLG icons.
I've watched far too much Alex James this week too. I'd love to be part of that.
This is YouTube. So.
The mustaches. I can see he's weak.
Yeah.
I'm a man. I like to eat meat and have children.
I'll settle down, Rob.
Sean.
You done?
Shane.
Interesting.
We've got another more couple of interesting observations from Joe in relation to the question.
What does he just join the chat?
Yeah, Joe, just join, vocalize. You can take over the comment reading. You know, you're more than capable of doing it.
He's ashamed of his bare chin.
That's true.
The new channel that will be coming very soon.
Yeah. Even though you've said that for the past 2-3 months now, I'm beginning to think that it's all a lie. To be honest, it's just.
I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure, Peter, on that one. But yeah.
No, don't defend him, Greg.
I'm not defending him.
Yeah. But he did actually add some interesting viewpoints, and he said. And I get that part of it, Rob, but liking it equals that's fine. I've taken people doing sessions of reviews and finishing everything because the sheer amount they're drinking. I feel that kind of defeats the purpose of being a beer tuber. It's almost like you're doing it for show, and maybe you really don't like beer as much as you think you do, you know? Anyway, appreciate the responses. Sorry I corrupted people today. I made my quota.
I think I know what he's getting at.
Yeah, I think if you're like drinking that much to review that, you need to like pour it away, then you're probably drinking too much.
Yeah, there's something wrong when it gets to that point.
Or just space it out a little bit.
Yeah, but you must be reviewing for the wrong reasons if you're doing that.
Yeah, so
you've got to review it, and and then you want a beer as well. And I've kind of fell into that trap in the last couple of months where I'm just reviewing beer for the sake of it sometimes, and it's like, no, it doesn't work.
To create content.
Yeah, the beer I review on my channel is beer that I want to drink, and like literally as soon as I finish filming, I still have at least like 3/4 of that can or bottle left that I sit and enjoy.
Yeah,
and that's the whole point of my channel.
Which is why I'm going to cut down eventually. I'm not going to do daily reviews. I'm just going to do have a few beers, enjoy them, do the review, enjoy them after, and then just chill out a bit.
That's why I've gone to every second day a beer review now, because it's like I was just like drinking, not on like an excessive level, but in context of the channel, it was like, no.
Yeah, some people do 2 reviews a day. It's like, wow, fair play if you can do it, but I can't. I done it for a month in December. It kind of half killed me, and I wasn't enjoying it as much either. Lots of beer as well. That puts another kind of dimension of pressure on it, because you're obligated to review these beers that certain people send you. And I don't. In a way, you're just getting back to what I said earlier. You're reviewing beer for the because you've got to, because they keep pummeling you with beer and stuff like that. I don't know. Problem to have, which is not a bad problem, but then in the long run, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I don't think many of us will find ourselves in that situation, really. All that.
No, but there's one or two that do.
No, I think they're just Simon. I think there's only Simon who really gets himself in that situation. But then he's been sent a lot of shit a lot of the time.
Trust Rob to name names.
Much as I like Simon. I mean, yeah, well, let's not fucking. I think you were dancing around the fucking. He's never going to watch it anyway. But he means
we've danced with walls, with spears.
Anymore.
That's what we were doing.
Simon's a friend of mine. I've got no issues with Simon at all.
But that could be a good question for him as well to answer. Does he just
absolutely.
do down the sink
to create content? I don't think he chucks it all down the sink. I'm sure he does a certain percentage of it. I actually was thinking about it the other day myself, thinking, so I met up with my mate on Wednesday night, who I'd not seen for a while. I had 4 beers. I shared 2 of them, maybe 3 of them, actually, and that's a good amount for a 3-hour period. I mean, Simon gets through maybe 4 beers in a night. I'd say he drinks the ones he likes, and he probably tips the ones that he's not that bothered about.
Yeah.
But then again, he's not asking for it. He's getting sent stuff. He's not. No. Honestly, once upon a time he might have asked for some bits and bats, but he gets sent a lot more than he asked for. Maybe I think there's a little bit of jealousy sometimes regarding Simon. Maybe that's
good luck to him.
I know. I'm not saying you personally, but I think there's.
Oh yeah, there's definitely.
I don't want to get sent those shit beers that I get sent. I'm happy to buy like good quality beers and enjoy them. I don't want to feel obliged. You see, one of the beers that I got sent, which I had tonight, and I had for it. I've been sat on for ages, was the Brazil de la Seine, and that's really good. No, it's not that it wasn't good enough. It was just like, well, I buy my beer and I buy the beer I want to drink. If somebody sends me a bits of bats,
you buy the beer you want to review as well. So it's that kind of
exactly. Even okay, and that might make my charm personally, speaking from a personal point of view, maybe slightly narrow, but. What are you going to do?
At the end of the day, you can do what you like. It's your,
for it. Exactly. It's my money. It's my money. It's my opinion.
That's it.
Yeah. Exactly.
If
you feel obliged, that's almost defeating the object of a review. if you feel obliged, it's not going to be impartial no matter how hard you try. If you feel obliged to do it, so that's a different kettle of fish altogether, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's an interesting one. But yeah, I did slip into that kind of thing of content. I didn't like doing it. Getting beers that I probably wouldn't buy if I wasn't reviewing them. That kind of nonsense,
It's like Craig speaking like he's a crackhead. He's like, I'm ashamed to say, I've reviewed some beers that I'm embarrassed about.
Not embarrassed, but it is. It's not.
I was overtaken by this impulse to.
It kind of crept up on me. I didn't realise it at the time, but now I've stepped back and not done it so much in the last few weeks, and it's like, yeah, it got you, boy. You know.
Well, absolutely, yeah. You do get kind of caught up in it a little bit sometimes.
I mean, I'm not so much chasing the I've got to get the latest beers and bloody blah anymore. And that got me as well.
Yeah, but you cannot keep up with it. You cannot keep up with it.
But for a few months, I was like, oh, and it's like, fucking, it's just getting stupid now.
You used to be able to. You used to be able to get every new release.
Yeah,
and then it got crazy.
Yeah, it got crazy.
The Cloudwater versions, I was quite happy with that, and then they went into Canyon and they stopped doing the versions, and it's like fucking hell.
And then it went to Slot.
As great as they are.
I don't know what I mean. You released a Cloudwater video today, but it's so somebody commented on it on something for me the other day, and it kind of like, I don't know if it kind of like resonates anymore, because it's like it's session IPA, pale ale, IPA, or double IPA with a specific hop. I don't know if it resonates anymore. But so I mean, in contrast, if Magic Rock do a beer called Small Voice or Phantasma or whatever, Timequake or whatever, I think that resonates a bit more than just being like style and ingredient.
Yeah, so same like Verdant calling their beers such specific things. I think it helps. There's like I've seen it in like the analytics, like 5% of my traffic for this month will be from my Verdant videos for specifically the name of the Verdant beer.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you're not going to get DDH Simcoe.
Exactly.
Because it's not specific enough.
Yeah.
I mean, you might get DDH Simcoe, but
beers are very kind of time specific reviews as well. So you'll get a lot of hits within the first 2 or 3 weeks or so, and then the next craze will come out and reviews or many views after 5 or 6 months, say, after that beer's been out there.
Well, that's why Simon said he isn't bothered with a lot of the kind of he's not bothered with it because he don't want to pay for it.
Well, exactly.
But at the same time, he's also said, because it's not got any life for him, really.
Yeah,
no. He's not going to get views over time of Cloudwater Session IPA, Vic Secret, and I think it's what's out.
I like something like, I don't know.
I've deleted so many videos.
Like Fuller's London Pride, which is just a core range beer. Be there.
Yeah.
Over time, it's going to get.
The thing is, I just don't want to review it on my channel. Do you know what I mean? For me, I just don't want to. I just want to put a beer that I'm interested in up on the channel. Like so if I get one of the latest beers, I tend to drink it and do it straight away and put it up. Like I don't hang about.
I hang about. I hang about like a fucking dirty sock.
But that's just you.
That's just me.
That's just me.
It's not purposeful. A lot of time, it's.
I don't want to review like beer that, like crappy beer that I'm not interested in just to get longevity views.
No, exactly. Me too.
That's fair enough. I mean, but then, but it's good that we have got different styles of reviewing, so it covers all the bases overall.
Diversity. Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to do a Warsteiner review, but
there's nothing wrong with Warsteiner. That's
there's nothing wrong with Warsteiner. There's nothing to do.
I know what you mean.
Warsteiner. And the guys from Four Brewers love a bit of fucking Warsteiner.
Oh yeah.
And they're in the fucking
Brewers. Oh.
Yeah, they're in the cusp of the San Diego or in the California kind of like IPA belt, really, and they love a bit of Warsteiner. But
that just reminded me of a blue.
A little bit of Warsteiner. Oh,
Get
it up. Yeah.
I remember they've got a horse.
Memory of drinking Warsteiner.
I'll throw that in there.
when they were kicking us out of some shit bar in Essen in Germany. Because our big plan was, because we weren't going to get an hotel for the night, we were just going to stay in bars all night. But they kicked us out at like 12:30.
That's
a spanner in the works.
It's like a Wednesday, so we all kind of went to the airport and tried to sleep there, and then but there were no beds where we were convinced that we could get on the aeroplane at 2 a.m. Despite that our flight wasn't until about 9:30. he woke us up. He woke us up. All of us. We've been drinking for like fucking 12 hours. So half pissed, half asleep. What? What's going on? What's going on? All right, where are we going? Oh, it was fucking mental. But yeah.
Zombie.
But yeah, that's my German experience.
Zombie.
Of Austria. I did find it slightly confusing drinking like half a litre in some rock pub in Essen. Yeah. Essen's a bit like Doncaster, if you've never been. You've never been to Doncaster, it's a little bit like
Doncaster. Oh, Donny.
Yeah, have you ever been? It was raining as well. It was raining.
No, I've never been. No.
Yeah, Essen.
Have
you been to Essen, Peter?
No, I don't think I've been to Essen. I've been to the Essen region, but never Essen.
We flew into Dusseldorf, which is where I spent the night. But yeah, Essen's it's pretty basic.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Brilliant.
I think I spent a while in McDonald's at about 2 a.m. Staying out of the rain. It's fucking grim. Pissed up idiots, confusing people, like train workers and stuff.
Pissed up idiots.
Yeah, it was good times. I've got video evidence if you ever want to see it. It was broadcast. It was sold, not my performance in particular, but where I was, it was sold as a commercial product. So
you have to unlist it, post it, and unlist it.
Unlisted. Obscene unlisted. Shit, that sounds bad.
Yep. Non-zine.
Well, I opened a beer that I didn't really want, and I've not really wanted for a while. I don't know if I want any more of it. It's a good label, though. Look at that. It's a really good label.
That one. Okay.
I think I'll probably just leave it for a couple of days, and then I'll come to do some work on Sunday morning. Smell it, and I'll just dump it.
Where's that from? Is it Marble?
It's Black Iris. They're not right cracking.
I recognise the label.
Labels a bit. Labels are great.
Yeah.
I bought it ages ago, and it turned out that I made a poor decision. And then I held on to it, and I don't want to open a can of putty. It seemed because that's a really good beer.
Yeah.
At this point, the good beer drinking's been done.
Mm-hmm.
If we're being honest, we're holding on.
Yeah.
I was going to crack open another beer but earlier on
until and then the normal people go to bed. Me and Jake, and then you two stay on and have a chat with.
Yeah,
stay with Lance. Lance is up and Jay Terrio.
Yeah, we get all the wonderful characters.
You get on some serious subjects, don't you? Really,
so in that case, you're going to be on your own, Peter.
I'm fine with that.
No,
I've got a drunken one to join me.
Yeah, no. I'm head off soon, but I'll stalk in the chat.
I got subbed by the man himself the other day.
By who?
Jay. I got a nice little sub from Rob.
Yeah. Oh, back in the day. I mean, we go way back. I've got no beef with Jay Terrio. He's never done anything bad to me. He's always commented on random beers. Yeah, got no issue with the man. You may think the Earth's flat. That's not part of my fucking experience with him. He can do whatever he wants on his fringes. He's just been pleasant to me in my interactions, whatever. Don't be a knob. If you're not a knob to me, I'm not going to think you're a knob. So that's my logic.
That's a life lesson.
Yeah, that's a great life lesson.
I believe Jesus said something similar.
He could be a knob elsewhere, but that'd be a knob to me.
Yeah.
You
knob.
That's a great word.
Knob.
Fucking knob end.
Knob.
Don't be a fucking knob.
It's almost like an onomatopoeia, isn't it? Knob.
Knob. Knob. Oh, he's such a knob.
Well, good.
Knobhead.
Fucking knob.
I'm starting to get so sleepy.
Are you?
I feel like it's starting to wind down.
Knob goblin. Very true. Very truly.
I think I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna tap out.
Yeah.
I feel like I tapped out.
I'm gonna tap out to the. This cloverleaf. Where's Mr. Russell over in Canada? Halifax, Nova Scotia. The Nova Scotia cloverleaf. That's what I'm going to tap out to.
Okay, fair dues.
Fair enough. Have a good one, Rob.
I'm going to stay here for 5 minutes just doing this. So
don't respond. Just pretend you muted.
5 minutes is too short, though. 3/4 of an hour is where it's at.
Yeah. just heavy breathing now.
Just go.
How did I manage to turn it off? That was quality.
I thought you did that on purpose.
Yeah.
I thought that was your exit.
King's comedy.
Completely by accident. I think I broke my monitor as well at the same time.
I'm not
really. I'm just being daft. It's fine.
It's all a joke.
It's just being a knob end.
Yeah, it's being a proper knob. Rob the knob.
Really fucking knob. Well, I think that's just mean.
I'm sorry, Rob. I take back all of those 3 words.
That's terrible.
For a split second, I was going to break into my way.
Oh dear!
Because I've got a prominent microphone. So.
Yeah.
No.
The hairdryer.
Do the Sid Vicious version.
The hairdryer.
It would be closer to that, Jake. That's true, but
the cracking hairdryer.
I don't know how many people are watching us now, and how many people would actually care if that happened.
Fortunate souls.
Yeah, we've got 7. Yeah.
7 viewers. Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe another time. Yeah. Maybe we can wait for that. That's your New Year's Eve special.
He needs at least 9.
Yes. We can. Yeah, it'd be a good moment. That it'd be a good quality moment. That I'll walk down the stairs with the white DJ on and bare chested. And a bit of my way, maybe one day, maybe.
Yeah. Keep it in mind.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. Rob's doing his ASMR now.
Don't have any regrets.
Maybe.
Don't have any regrets.
Stone the grow.
Christ on a bike. Now he's been a knob.
I've got an erection now, so
Well, calm down. Calm down.
Hey, no, Brewer wants to help me.
The bizarre thing, listening.
That was a good one.
This is tubing on an old different level. For better now.
It's an extra dimension.
I don't want to see.
Hey, that's copyrighted.
Why
There
is
he
it
goes.
so awkwardly quiet?
Oh, Rob's gone now. Okay.
It's gone. Oh.
I was playing long. I thought he was still there. I was just
It's made me nice and relaxed before bedtime now. Which is a beer ASMR.
Beer. Hey, now was this? Have we dropped any viewers? No. Wow.
No, we've somehow maintained 7 viewers.
What's that? Is that still water?
Yeah, I've got a few beers for tonight, but they're not in the fridge, so they're going to be room temperature.
Oh, perfect.
Depends if they're stouts though. You can do those.
Because I can't think of 2 better beers to be drank at room temperature than Stone Go-To IPA.
Oh, lovely.
And Sierra Nevada Pale Ale.
Right. So what else?
I've heard they shouldn't be chilled.
Yeah.
Well, I know what I'd rather chill them, but hey ho. And no stouts. No stouts. Are they in the fridge?
I've got a McKellar Porter. And that's about it, to be honest.
I might join Drunken Ones, hang out for a little while tomorrow. Not too long. Maybe an hour or so. I think he starts at midday his time, so I don't know what that equivalent to. Is it 5 or 6 hours difference?
I think it's 6
PM our time.
Yeah, I think I can join that for a little bit.
Yeah, not for too long. If my daughter's asleep, I'll jump on for an hour. Just had the 3 beers tonight. I've not done anything else. That 14%, I was like, almost cracked a beer open. Got this on. I was going to crack this one open. It was a fairly new brewery, but they've just acquired a very good brewer from a rival. So I think they're going to be on the up this year.
How's that pronounced? Boutiliers or?
Boutiliers, yeah. This is a smoked extra stout.
Smoked
quite
stout.
A bit of ingredient. Like they got hops of Target, Bramlin Cross hops as well. So I've got it twice. Then I've got Marisotta, malted oats, crystal malt, smoked malt, black malt, and brown malt. 7.1% ABV. So yeah, £3.20. So yeah,
yeah. Well, Drunken One wants you to drink it. Now,
yeah, I need to
drink it right now, and very quickly. Apparently,
no. The answer.
Yeah, just say no.
I want to give it a decent review, and I'll drink it on his chat tomorrow probably. So, Lee gone, is he?
Yeah, Lee's going, and I think Joe's going as well. So,
taking off. See you later.
Have a good one, guys.
Yeah. Take care. Drunken One, are you going to get your ass on here? Then
Drunken One, are you join?
I'll barrack you in the comments. Because I need to go soon. I didn't want to leave you on your Jack Jones kind of thing.
Yeah, I've got to go because I'm literally gonna fall asleep, and I don't want to fall asleep on a.
It'd be great for my channel, but for your personal confidence and your reputation,
just like dribbling.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll do wonders.
So don't put it in there. Don't put it in that. Oh God, he's dreaming again.
Yeah.
No, not again.
No, those dreams don't happen anymore. I've worked through it.
That's good. That's good. I'm very happy to hear that, Jake.
Can you elaborate?
I'd rather not, Craig. It brings back the demons.
The demons. They're pretty good though.
Anyway, it's been lovely chatting.
Always a pleasure, Jake.
Yeah, cool. I'll speak to you later.
Speak to you soon.
Yep. Cheerio. Right.
Cheerio. I thought it was a cereal.
It's a very good cereal from what I remember. But it seemed...
they're very sweet. So I'm the 8th viewer, Rob said. I'm eating half-coated dark chocolate digestive while sat on the bog.
That's a beautiful image, Rob.
The visual, yeah. They give me the shits. So
really, digestive biscuits give you the shits.
It's just a setting. There's a seating.
Okay. Because that would be a very sad situation if one of the best British biscuits gave you the shits.
Give you the shits. I'm a custard cream.
Oh, tell you what, I really like malted milks.
So.
We can't be friends anymore, Craig.
Sometimes I just like the Maryland chocolate chip original ones.
Oh yeah.
Or sometimes the double chocolate or the hazelnut. Whatever's on offer, I'm like, yeah. Because I buy and you get some of them extra large packs. Is like that's 1 cup of coffee.
There. Yeah.
I don't fucking have 3 or 4. Fuck that. Who does that?
If you're going to buy the packet, eat the fucking packet.
That's it.
Don't leave it.
I just say, "What do you eat all them?" I said, "Yeah, they're going out of date." So it's like
exactly. They're a little bit soft.
Yeah. And that's the way I roll with biscuits. It's like Pringles. You open a pack of Pringles.
Yeah. As soon as they're open, they're gone.
You eating all them Pringles? Is that a real question or a trick question there? Come on.
Yeah, I see what you did there. And it's like, no, Pia, did you eat all the... Yeah, of course I fucking did.
Yeah. Once you pop.
You can't stop.
Indeed. So it's like, I don't know, it's weird how... I loved... Jace. Hi, Jace. Did you say?
Hey,
digestive biscuits, yeah.
Tim Tams, aren't they? The Australian... Tams. They're Australian biscuits, aren't they? Yorkshire puddings with gravy. I could eat that every fucking day.
Yeah, that'd be my dinner. Just a plate full of that. Nothing else. Don't want a roast dinner.
No, just give me a big Yorkshire pudding well and fill it with gravy.
Yeah, done.
That's the key to my heart. It just really is.
Yeah, soak them. But yeah, just banging those. It's really cool. Everyone's fucked off.
Yeah, they are.
Chat.
Yeah.
Oh, we're up to 6 now. Hey, come on. We're keeping it going. So, was that 2 hoots? Joseph Holt. Oh, it's you.
Oh, it's on my latest video. I've got videos scheduled till like the 15th of February, so I have no idea what videos are coming up.
Really?
Over the next few days, to be honest.
I've got another 2 tomorrow. Well, 1 tomorrow, 1 Sunday of that. Like 7 reviews in 1 day. So I'm pretty pissed by this point.
Ah, I see.
Sober Sunday, I'm wrecked. And then I'm sober from Monday.
Ah, was that from when you was in Portugal?
No, it was just before I went away.
Oh, before you left, yeah. Did you do? How many reviews did you do while you were in Portugal?
I've done about 5 or 6, not many. Tuesday's one is where the beer goes everywhere.
Ah.
One. So the first review will be on Monday from Portugal, and then the second one, the stout, went everywhere. And I just carried on. But yeah, at the time I was really a bit knocked about it because you don't expect a stout to open up.
That's the last style I'd expect to fucking erupt.
Really? More with storage in the supermarket and stuff like that.
Okay.
The way that's the impression I got. That they're not quite. I mean, supermarkets even here are pretty bad as well. With
they are. That's why I always make sure to get at least 2 or 3 beers behind the one that's at the front.
Yeah, but the trouble with this one was it was on the top shelf, so you don't know how long the beer had been just sitting there.
Yeah. Did you manage to drink any of the Riedenberger stuff?
I can't remember what it was now. I done the what's the name of the bloody brewery? I done the Erdinger Becantus.
Oh,
they had that in the supermarket. I was like, wow, nice. And I was going to review it when I was in Madeira, and Dean, I think, done a review of it.
Oh yeah, we did. Fucking hell, I forgot about that. Yeah, that was one of the early ones, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I almost picked it up when I was in Madeira and I was going to join you, but then I had the opportunity to buy it and I didn't buy it. And then you said, "Oh yeah, today we're doing this." I'm like, I could have got that. So anyway, I ended up getting it. I think it's about €4, something like that. So it's a little bit more.
Yeah, it's a little bit pricey, but
it's a good beer.
Yeah.
It's better than that beer we done the other day, for sure.
Yeah, that was.
Which is not difficult, really.
No. I've been really enjoying doing the Canadian analysis beers.
No, it's been. So I'm just looking at certain. So I'm reading your comment thing, and it's.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. If you want to read out the comments, I'm going to quickly grab a piss because I've been holding it in for about an hour.
You're gonna grab one.
Yeah, I'm going to grab a piss. I'm literally going to grab someone else's urine.
Nice.
Somehow keep it. No, I'm not. But yeah, basically, I need a piss. So if you want to,
you're gonna grab a catheter.
Exactly. I'm going to squeeze that bag and get all that goodness. So, won't be a sec.
Nice. Okay. Yep. Strung out to dry as usual. Watch the watching viewers go down. So I'm not going to read them all. So just now he's on the shitter. And then it's just there's about Jace Westcott. Hello, sir. Come on, guys, don't use cherry cough syrup in your beers. Laughing out loud. I love digestive biscuit. I've gone through most of this. Yorkshire pudding, blah, blah. Yeah, Australian, but exported. I buy Walker's Crisp too. I need to. So I've had a beer, so I need to do some type of backlog. So I'm not sure what that's in relation to, but yeah, still 5 people watching. So anyone drinking at the moment still, or? I've had 3 beers this evening. You may have seen, or you may not have seen. Difficult to pick one out from all the rest because they're kind of slightly different. Well, apart from 2. One's a PA. That was the first one. That's from a brewery in Manchester, Trap Brewing Company. Yeah, really interesting beer. 6.5%. Obviously lactose, but it come across more of a kind of a it kind of tasted a little vanilla, but it's not. But yeah, that was stupidly drinkable. No ABV detected at all. Probably one of the best breweries in the UK at the moment, from Verdant. The light's shit, so bear with me on this one. Track and Field, so this is their IPA. It's a fairly new release. It was canned on 10th of January 2018, so what's that, just over 2 weeks. India Pale Ale 7.2. Yeah, fantastic brewery. First canned beer I've had from these guys for probably since about April. When I met some of the guys up in Leeds at the beer festival called Hop City, they kindly gave me a can of Even Sharks Need Water. So it's an IPA again. That's a 6.5. That's the last can I had from these guys. I've had a couple of beers from them on tap back in the back end of November when I met up with Rob and Jake in London. So lost a viewer, so I must be doing a good job. Sorry, Peter. So yeah, so that was the third beer, Track and Field from Verdant, and then finally from Siren Craft Brew. This is a massive beer, sheltered spirit. This is a bourbon barrel aged Imperial Port Tamrid, 14% ABV. Yeah, this beer was brewed in 2016. So yeah, beer. Slight buzz going on after I've drunk that one, but I've only had them 3 beers this evening, so not too many beers. But then one of 14% kind of makes up for another 2 or 3, I guess.
Oh yeah, that's like 2 or 3 beers in a glass.
Yeah. So that's it. I kind of filled in perfectly for that one. So I lost a viewer. So apologies.
Do you know what, Craig? I'll leave you for 5 minutes.
I know, you lose a viewer. It's disgraceful.
Yeah. How the hell am I going to get to 1,000 subscribers?
You're not going to get paid now, mate. I'm sorry. No. It's not fucking happening. Yeah. So.
But
there you go. Shit happens.
Yeah. On a lighter note, I'm having the Coast to Coast Pale Ale from Caledonian.
Okay. Scottish brewery.
Yes, indeed. 79p.
Doesn't matter if it's shit, does it? At that price, it is what it is.
It's
expect it. I mean, quite a multi-looking thing.
Yeah, it looks a lot darker than what you'd expect from a pale ale. But
what's the ABV again? You did just say about 2 seconds ago.
ABV is 4.6%. Which actually reminds me, is that the same ABV that they gave? No, so the Free Hop Lager is 4.5%. Coast to Coast Pale Ale, 4.6%. They sort of smell the same.
Is there any woody tones in that? Is it that kind of old barrel-y kind of?
Yeah, you definitely get a lot more of that malt character coming through. Almost has like a sort of like spicy rye malt, which is really nice.
It's got it's a bit sweet.
Yeah, a little bit sweet. It's not too bad though.
Yeah.
It sort of like tastes like a slightly more bolder version of the Free Hop Lager that I had before. But 79p. Yeah. You get a 6-pack of this. That's like your Friday night sorted out.
Indeed,
if you get what I mean. Yeah.
Beer on a budget or whatever. It's you pick up some of these beers in Aldi or wherever, and it's like some of it's not too bad. It's
yeah.
all right.
I'll tell you what is good. The Aldi German Pilsner that they do, that you can get for like
Rodenbach or whatever it is.
I think so, yeah.
Like a 500ml can, but you get 4 for
like 2 or 3 quid.
2 or 3 quid. It's like,
yeah.
I mean, especially in the summer months. I mean, that's just perfect.
Oh yeah, you can't ask for more than that, to be honest.
I mean, I had a spell last summer when it was really hot. I just I don't care what I drink. I need a lager or something just to cold lager, and it really did work. Just drinking it for the sake of it to try and cool you down. But generally, I wouldn't do that anymore. But yeah, when it got to like mid-30s, I'm like, fucking, I need a drink.
Yeah,
just give me a drink, and then I was fine.
There's only so much water can do in situations like that.
Yeah, I can't keep drinking water like this. It's just it's bad. It's bad for you.
Yeah, the only water that I can actually drink is the sparkling water.
Oh no, I can't be doing
because
that.
still water always reminds me of when I was a teenager and I was hungover and I needed liquid the next day to vomit. That's how I always.
Water is not a good thing when you're hungover to drink.
No, it's not. No.
Although it is, if you drink water before you go to sleep, then that's better.
Yeah.
But when you're waking up and you still feel a bit rough, you might as well just crack open another beer and that make you feel better.
Yeah. I mean, you don't.
Right, half. Yeah, that half of the pint might make you feel a bit, well, fucking know what am I doing? But by the time you finish it perks you up a bit. It's weird.
Yeah.
Weird how beer works.
You don't have to like carry on. You can just like have that maybe a couple of pints after you've drunk. Maybe have your fry up as well or something like that with it. It's perfect. You know, you might have a little bit of discomfort throughout the rest of the day, but
yeah, I mean, so I was just thinking, if I have a lot of stouts, then I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen today, kind of thing. That's one of the things. If I'd gone to that Dark City beer festival, I don't know how I would have reacted. At the arse end of things, you know, I think I would be. I think.
Are you like me? That's where you suffer most on a hangover, as opposed to like vomiting. I'm always. The other end.
Sometimes it depends. I don't drink spirits or anything like that because they just annihilate me. I can't do them.
No, same here.
If I have a lot of big imperial stouts, they don't agree with me, and it smells and all that kind of.
Oh yeah. Been there.
I don't, sometimes I'm not sure what way it's going to go. It could backfire on you, etc. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know, or not, and then it's like, sometimes I am, sometimes I'm like, fucking hell.
Yeah, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh shit, I need to go. See you in a few minutes.
Yeah. I start panicking. And it's like, help me.
I'm like that.
Toilet. I need toilet.
Yeah.
You know, it's that kind of thing.
Like, where's the nearest toilet? Where's the nearest toilet? Do you want another drink, Peter? Like, I need the toilet first.
If it's a Portaloo kind of thing, it's like, move over, mate. You know, or get out, or you know, or something. It's like, whatever.
Just fucking move. But I'm terrible when it comes to the after effects of beer.
I'm all right with pale ales and the lighter style of beers, and even general stouts, I'm not too bad. But once you get into the bigger ones, if I have consecutive amounts of them, it doesn't sit too well with me.
No, I completely get that. And I think this is the perfect time to talk about a question that we've been asked by the legendary Jace Westcott. And he says, what do you guys like to eat in the morning when you're hungover? So he answers his question by saying, I like Chinese food. And then Drunken One says cold pizza. Now, I would absolutely love both of those options. Even if I'm not hungover, the idea of having like cold takeout Chinese from the night before or cold pizza just sounds fantastic to me.
I mean, I think as long as you don't reheat the rice, you're pretty safe, because sometimes rice can that reheating rice can sometimes be quite dodgy.
Never knew that.
It can be sometimes.
See, I
not all the time, but sometimes.
I always like to, if I've got rice the next day, I like to fry it off in some egg.
Right. Yeah, that probably works. It depends what. I think it depends what else is in the rice.
Oh yeah. Especially if it's like takeout rice.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm more in need. You wake up and it's like I can hardly, like, it's all dry.
Yeah.
And it's like Sahara throat and stuff like that, and it's like, just give me water to crack, seal up all them cracks in the back of your throat. It's just dried out, and or sometimes I can eat a doner kebab next day, no problem.
Oh yeah, I do enjoy doner kebab. I know it's one of the worst. I tell you what, when I was in Germany, I had some of the best doner kebabs that I've ever had in my life. And the great thing was, we used to go to this one place in Regensburg, and they knew that I didn't really. Whenever I get the opportunity, I say, "Oh, just you can hold that vegetable, you can hold that veg, that sort of stuff." And it got to that point where they replaced like the salad, the tomatoes with just extra doner meat. And
I'm like, perfect.
Yeah, you people are beautiful. Thank you so much.
I always say that. Oh, would you want salad or anything? No. So they're to fill the pita bread up. You've just got to put more meat in it.
Yeah. It just makes no sense to them to.
I mean, I throw a load of mayonnaise over that, and that's done.
Oh yeah, doner kebab. It's such a.
Sometimes I like throw an extra pita bread on the side. I'll pay for it, whatever. So and then I can make my own little kebab things up. That's what I do. That's what I do.
I want that from a breakfast tomorrow.
If I'm a bit drunk from the night before, I do that, and then I know in the back of my head that's breakfast.
Oh yeah.
The weird shit you think we've had.
It's weird shit, but it's the right shit.
But it works for me. So I don't care. I like it.
And Jace West. Oh, sorry, Craig. I'll let you finish your point.
No, I mean, sometimes I'm like, people say, "Oh, fry up, get a fry up down here. It's the best thing for a hangover." I'm like, it depends where you are with your hangover.
Yeah, sometimes it can be just too much.
If you're on the edge of borderline hangover, stroke, feeling a bit sick, you don't want to fry up. You just I don't.
No.
But generally, I don't get to on that level anymore. I think the last time I felt like that was probably Hop City.
Oh, I can imagine.
After the Saturday night, and then the Sunday morning, I've got to get a train back down to London.
Yeah.
It was like, that train ride was. It wasn't.
Oh my
nice.
God!
It was a packed train.
I remember.
Oh, days.
I remember.
I'm blowing off in a packed train. It's like not noisy or nothing like that. None of that.
Yeah.
But just. Oh yeah. Don't sit next to me, for Christ's sake.
Oh, God,
you paid for your ticket.
Yeah.
You know, I really feel sorry for you, mate. You know.
Yeah, I remember we were visiting our friend in Manchester because he was a student there, and we were going to a sort of like a rave thing, and we were like, "Oh, I tell you what, right. we'll just." He was like, "Oh, just crash at my house afterwards." Yeah, all right then, fantastic. And we got absolutely wasted. And I remember waking up the next morning at about 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. I had another friend there who was like, because he drove up there. And he was like, I'll drive back tomorrow after we've had like something to eat when we sobered up, that sort of thing. And I woke up at 7 and I felt like absolute death. So I just, without waking anyone up or leaving a note or anything like that, I was like, I need to get home right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because like the room was spinning, I could feel my stomach churning, and I was like, I need to leave this environment now. So
I very rarely get that spinning room thing anymore. I used to, obviously, back in my late teens.
Yeah, I get that.
20s.
I get that way too much.
Right.
So I remember, like, stealthily walking out of my friend's like shared house, very quietly closing the door, and I'm like, I have no idea how to get to Manchester city centre from here.
Superb.
So I walked for like 2 hours to the train station. I was feeling a little bit better, but still a little bit like cautious. I was like, I need a coffee. So I got a coffee. I was like feeling fine. Got to the train station, and I somehow survived the train ride home. But as soon as I got off that train, I had to run to the toilets to be violently sick. But because I'd had this like coffee with whatever syrup was in there, I can't remember what it didn't like just like pour out. It just like slowly, very viscous and syrupy, just like, and it just like treacle, nice. Just like. Plop.
You remember it very well by the sounds of it.
Oh, dude, it was absolutely horrific experience. It really was.
The thing, when I've had a lot of beer, I generally can't sleep for very long. If I have 4 hours, 4.5, 5 hours sleep, that's it. I'm done. Yeah. And I'd just rather wake up feeling shit than sleep through that. I don't know why. It's normally my second sleep after a session.
Okay.
I sleep a lot better. Why? I have no idea.
See, that's thing when I've been drinking, I fall asleep so quickly, so deeply.
Yeah, but not for very long.
Yeah, I wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like,
I'm gonna need to wake up.
Yeah,
and then I'll get hungry, and then I'll be awake for 2 or 3 hours, and I'm starting to feel tired, and then that's when I sleep.
Yeah.
I just
when you wake up at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, that's when you know I'm okay for the rest of the day now.
Yeah, I don't do that often these days because basically I can't. But
I
do remember. I do remember them days where it's just. I remember the weekends as well. We used to go out on a Friday night. Then I used to come home Sunday evening, literally being awake and drinking that long.
Yeah,
and I used to do that for. I had a spell of doing that for probably about 6 months.
Fucking hell.
Drink a couple of bottles of Sambuca and shit like that, and let's go and get some food, and and then let's get on it again. Start playing pool and playing snooker, and then get on the pints again, and all that kind of.
I tell you what, I wish I had the stamina, the liver, and the composure to do what I did as like a fucking 14-year-old, like going into the town, getting into nightclubs.
Wow, yeah, I wasn't really into nightclubs that much. Jace Izowski.
I see you later, Jace. And speaking of Jace, just about to read his comments. In Canada, we have Donners and gyros. Gyros is probably one of the most satisfying things you could ever eat with tzatziki. Get a few pita breads, a little bit of salad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the gyros pork loin, just the way they cook it is just absolutely beautiful. But have a good one, Jace.
Yeah, one year I'd like to get out to Albino Rhinos Festival one year.
I
don't
awesome.
think it would be. It won't be. It definitely won't be this year.
No, it's definitely not this year. It could potentially be next year, but I'm not too sure.
If it's still going, etc. But it's just.
To be honest, though, I just love to be able to meet up with some of the Canadian guys.
Yeah, it'd be really cool. And the majority of the American guys as well, of course. But yeah, it's just you know what I mean. It's awkward, definitely awkward for me at the moment to do things here.
Definitely.
Never mind. Never mind. Go. Things need to happen my end before. Major way before I do anything like that.
Well, even though I'd love the idea of Leeds for around Hop City, I think my main priority right now is in March with Paul, because I know that I think you're coming down for a day, or potentially coming down for a day if you can.
Yeah, I'm you know.
Yeah. See, because I know
crossed,
I know I'm going to see not just Paul, which is going to be insane in itself, but I know that Rob.
It's going to be worrying.
Yeah, I know Rob and Stuart are potentially coming down.
Right, Stuart as well. Right,
yeah.
fucking hell.
Dean said he's gonna. If he's not coming down, he's going to meet up with Harry and Paul in Brum.
Oh, on the Wednesday,
yeah. So I know for a fact that I'm going to meet people, but I don't. It's still going to be, even though I know what Paul's like. He'll be saying, "Oh, it's okay. I've got this, Pierre. I've got this."
But I'm like, it's like then he comes out. Oh, I'll pay for your ticket, and it's like because he's just a nice bloke.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gunning to do that, and then the Hop City thing, which is one I really enjoyed it last year. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Leeds is good any time of year, or doesn't need to be any festival.
See, that's the thing that, without going into too much detail, because it's not being hammered out now, but I could be actually involved in Hop City to an extent.
You said you might volunteer for possibly a session somewhere.
Well, potentially a little bit more than that. But I'm hoping to definitely be in Leeds for the duration of it. So even I
think the Saturday evening, the general thing seems to be, although it was only just last year, going out into Leeds on the Saturday evening.
Yeah.
So
even if it's just an overnight thing, I want to be in Leeds.
Yeah, to get there Saturday morning.
Yeah.
You could do the first session, unless you're. It's only
See,
about 16.
I'm thinking like the worst case scenario for me would be, oh no, I have to go do some tap takeovers in Leeds and then meet up with people. But it could be a little bit more handled, but I can't really talk too much about that.
Fair enough.
Because it's not really sorted out, but
it's fair dues. But yeah, I mean, the Saturday evening we'll go into town. At least you could try and do one session at the fest.
Because I know if
the Saturday afternoon,
if you even volunteer for one session, you get to actually drink at one session. So
so that means you'd have to do a Friday.
Yeah, Friday, and then have my session on Saturday and meet up with people. But
so that'll be 2 nights staying in Leeds. So
you can get Airbnbs ridiculously cheap now.
The trouble is that weekend is Easter. So
yeah, true.
Bear that in mind. So, but you want to be fairly central. You don't want to be walking too far to your digs. You need to be which is always why you need to. What I did last year, not so much this year, but I booked before New Year. And I got more of a deal. It's via the train line, shit like that. So which are £16 one way, so 32 quid, 33 quid from London return. It's not bad.
Yeah, you can't complain about that. I mean, I think. Well, I messaged you a few weeks ago because my mum and my brother they visited Essex for this weekend.
Right. Okay.
And I know you gave me some advice on it, but I think they just left it a bit too late to get the deals. But yeah, they're paying like 5 or 6 times more than you paid to get from like Kent to
that's
Leeds,
from London. That's from London.
Yeah.
That's a different trade. From London, King's Cross to Leeds was 33 quid.
Yeah. Well, they paid,
but then on top of that, I pay normally 13. It's about £26 from London to London return.
Okay, well, yeah, they paid considerably more from Wigan to it wasn't King's Cross, basically London area. So
if they went to Essex, you could probably, all right, it would take longer, but you could avoid London. It'd be a lot cheaper. As soon as you hit London, which is the price up.
Yeah, I think that's what they did. I think they were just focusing on just getting straight to London and then meeting up with family and stuff.
As soon as you hit London, it just pushes the price up.
Yeah.
Considerably. I mean, I can get from Ramsgate to Brighton for about £19 return on the same day, which is really good. Not that I've done that, and it's quite a long way. You have to change at Ashford and then.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a few bars. There's a Brewdog bar, and there's some really good bottle shops. I think Bison Beer are there, and Brighton Beer, things like that. There's a lot of bits and bobs that I'd like to get to eventually, but it's just...
Yeah, because I know Brighton Beer had quite a bit of hype earlier this year, but they just seem to tail off a little bit from what I can see.
Yeah, I mean they've got one or two beers, but I've not had any of their beers, so I can't really. I saw the hype earlier last year. I think Simon reviewed one or two, and he was raving about them. But yeah, down to 3 viewers. Come on.
Come on, people. Don't betray me now.
Brilliant. But I thought Lance might have been around, but I think he's changed his work pattern.
I think so, yeah. I've not seen him about on Facebook either recently.
I've seen some of his. He does post a lot of random statuses. But a lot of the guys do like gaming and stuff like that now. I think Redbeard does a lot of gaming stuff, and which is I kind of like some of his stuff. The Long Dark looks a really good game. That's my kind of game. He does a lot of
just that just go at your own pace.
Yeah, I love that. That's my kind of thing. Just do what you want. There's no, apart from animals trying to kill you,
Yeah. Well,
it's more realistic to me.
Yeah. See, I've got my brother's Xbox One, and I know you can stream directly from the Xbox, but I'm trying to work it out because I'd love to.
I don't know how it works.
Yeah, I'd love to just every now and then have a few beers, sit back, play games, and people talk. It sounds really satisfying to me. I think that's a really good concept.
I've got the original PS3 with the big fucker thing, so that won't work with that. But maybe down the line I'll get a better console, and we'll see. But I like some of the retro games. So.
Oh yeah, I mean I've got. Let me see what I've got here. So I've got my Nintendo 64.
They're just there handy.
Oh, so many good memories. The only thing is, though, I sold a lot of my games because we're not getting dark here, but we're getting a little bit personal. But because Genie had the same games, so it made sense to sell the ones I had, get a little bit of money.
Yeah,
and
then still have the same games.
But now I'm missing out on some proper classic Nintendo 64 games.
I was like, why did I sell those?
Exactly. What have we got? Yeah, we've got a Nintendo Entertainment System.
Remember that? You used the big card block things.
Yeah, the big block games. Oh, fantastic stuff.
I used to play, was it Sonic the Hedgehog on that shit?
I think that would have been on the Sega Genesis.
Yeah, that's before. That was even older.
And then we've got the SNES, Super Nintendo, which is the next thing up. I'm not going to get all my consoles out, showing them one by one. I just thought I'd show the most interesting ones. But yeah,
no, don't get your console out. Don't get your console out. No.
It's not that kind of chat. I've got my PS2 here. I've got my Xbox 360. Got my original Xbox. Got my Nintendo Wii. So if I'm ever in the mood to just sit back and play games,
I used to like the tennis on that, and then you got the baseball, the original Wii. I think there were three games that were built in. Stupid games.
Is that like the Nintendo Sports where you could do bowling as well?
Fucking
yeah.
All this shit. Yeah, it's funny. The amount of times I nearly let go of that thing and it hit the telly. It's like, that was about 10 years ago now. Jesus.
Yeah, that's crazy how old some of this stuff is.
Yeah, I don't play any kind of. I used to really like FIFA football games back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to really be addicted to that. It used to take up a lot of my time.
Yeah.
I used to be on it for hours and hours and hours, and then, God, I've been on this for 6 hours. It's like, I'm a bit hungry now.
Yeah, a bit hungry at 3 o'clock in the morning.
So,
but I mean, this is, I don't know how many people follow football, but I used to really enjoy it was either FIFA or Pro Evolution Soccer.
God, I remember that.
I was the manager of Paris Saint-Germain, PSG.
Yeah.
And I even gave myself a fucking manager's name, Pietro Paolo, the Italian stallion. And see, the thing is, I became a really big fan of Paris Saint-Germain before they became like really invested in money.
Yeah, but that was fairly recent past.
Yeah. But I was like 7 years ago. They were my fucking team.
Right, really.
I was like, I took them from on FIFA or PES. I took them from the lower leaes to like world champions, and I was like, these are my boys.
I remember when Ronaldinho played for him. When he moved from Barcelona.
Yeah.
That kind of. But I mean, getting back to some of the other games, I used to really be addicted to Resident Evil. Remember the first one?
Oh, Resident Evil, such a classic. Yeah.
On the PS, the original PS.
Yeah.
In that big kind of manner with the balconies that go up and round.
That was that's such a good game series.
I mean, it's shocking graphics, but at the time it was quite good.
Even worse voice acting.
And I think the last one of those series I got was the Resident Evil 5, and it was like, this is when it's starting to get a little bit more gory, the graphics were starting to get amazing then.
Oh, yeah.
God knows how good they are now,
Oh, God. Some of the graphics I've seen, it's almost like photorealistic. It's...
Yeah. I mean, I've been out of that gaming loop for a while. I had a period of playing Call of Duty for a while when I was with my old workmates. We used to go online and we'd get home from work in the morning, go on there for a couple of 3 hours, and then go to bed.
Yeah, that was a fun game.
Yeah, we used to do the old the team
team deathmatch,
team death matches, and all that shit. But yeah, that was the way time goes. That's probably getting on 5 years ago or more now. So.
Yeah. It's amazing how much has changed. I mean, some of my favorite games are like 20 plus years old, and I'm like, what?
It's stupid. But yeah, it's weird how the gaming world has changed. God, it's 2:10.
Yeah. And apparently, according to Drunken One, we're just all nerds.
Yeah, well, I actually know that one.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is. I'm a nerd.
Yeah,
I'm a nerd. Anything I do, I'm a nerd. And I'm quite happy with, comfortable with that.
Yeah. If it means I enjoy things, I don't care what you call me. It's like, as long as I'm having fun.
A lot of people are like conscious of that or whatever. It's like,
it's like, See, do you know what? Term sort of pisses me off when people get offended being called it? Hipster. It's like, so what? So what?
Don't care.
Yeah,
it didn't hurt. It didn't hurt.
No. If it weren't for hipsters, we wouldn't have the craft beer movement. Let's be honest.
I have no idea. I just I stumbled across it from just being into the cask beer scene in the UK.
Yeah.
And then I tried something. I thought, fucking hell, what's that?
Yeah,
that's different. And then I have no idea where it come from or whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
I
just know I like it.
That's the point. It's like the old school people. Without the old school, a lot of the old school people just don't care. They're just used to what they like.
They like what they like, and that's it. Then, but then fair play.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
Them. It's not. It doesn't matter.
It's not bad if you're like a camera sort of member, or if you're a UK CBF member. That's a very British reference, but I don't care. As long as I can talk to you about the beer without you like saying, "Oh, well, this means this," and "Oh, I'm not drinking that cloudy shit." It's like
this is where the problem does come in. Once you start talking about the beer, that's when surprisingly a lot of people start to get the ump with that. I found that I try not to talk about beer.
Yeah.
With people who like cask, because the amount of people that I've talked to them about it start to get the ump, and it's like, well, I'm not having this conversation again because I like cask as well, but they're more that is it, and then all the rest is shit, and it's like, okay, whatever, you like what you like, good, but they get on the real. I don't know why they get on the defensive. That's not beer, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
ain't this cloudy stuff. Look at the state of that, and it's like you're not gonna convince them otherwise. So it's like, fine, okay. Yeah. And then I kind of end the conversation if I can. Yeah. But don't start it up in the first place. That's where I am with all that sort of thing. It's funny because a lot of people that drink, they're really nice until you start talking about beer, and then just something.
Yeah, just something clicks, and it's like, whoa. It's like idealism just comes into play, and it's like, just fucking enjoy the beer for being a beer.
They just get on defensive about it, and it's like, I'm not saying you're wrong or right, but they almost judge you straight away because you like hazy beer, and it's like, wow, okay. I mean, I prefer stouts and porters on cask anyway. I think that works much better than sometimes it does on keg.
Yeah.
So I'll give that to them if it's made really well of a decent standard. Yeah, I'll give them that. But once they start talking about the pale beers and stuff like that, it's like, well, you may as well talk to the cat in the garden, because you're not going to get any sense.
No.
Or reasoning. Whatever,
So every point you bring up, there's like 2 or 3 bullshit points that they bring up, and it's like, you're not adding anything to the conversation, you prick.
I've had so many conversations from different people that have been exactly the same conversations.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but I accept that that's their view and stuff, which is good, great, but. Yeah, but I don't get on the defensive. Turn it around. I don't get on the defensive.
Yeah,
but for some reason they do. It's almost like they feel attacked.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really weird. I don't understand it. I don't know where all that's come from. Odd, but there you go.
It is indeed. People are. Like the Doors sang, people are strange.
I I just read a comment. Lee Russell's doing a Mill Street Vanilla Porter call.
Yeah, I'm seeing if that's actually streaming now. If so, we've got fuck yeah, we've got direct competition from the king of beer tube.
Oh well, we've lost.
God,
we've shut out.
Yeah, what a selfish prick he is.
I'm sure it won't take very long.
Oh no.
He's trying to beat. I know he got 4 from on the 10th. Well, he got 5.
Yeah. I wasn't.
Was
yeah.
I think it was 5 he got.
Yeah,
I saw his
it was 5.
female. He got 1 for, I guess it's going to be a 101 at some point. And I'll watch it later.
Yeah. Oh, we've got a comment from the legend that is Lance the Lush. How you doing, my friend? Hey, everybody. Just wanted to check in and say hello. Hi, Lance. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, 4 cans, yeah. That's what I thought. I know he done the Murphy's Gauntlet several months back. He done it in like some stupid time, like 1 minute.
Yeah, he did that ridiculously quick.
1 minute 19. Like, good luck with that.
Yeah.
I didn't even do it when I was like 18, 19-year-old. So down it.
Don't get me wrong, I'm very tempted to try it.
I can't do shit like that.
I'd maybe give it a go because it's only £3, pretty much to do it.
It's not the money. It's just I just.
But I know if I do it, I'm gonna feel shit the next day, even though it's not a high ABV beer, just for like the concept of what it is.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
I've never. It's like when when you used to go out on the beer, go on a pub crawl. It's like, fuck, you gonna drink that or not? You gonna down it? Come on, we're going to the next pub and all that shit.
Oh yes.
I'm like, fuck off. I'll see you down the road.
Yeah.
I'm not necking this because I'll be burping and nah. That's not my idea. I'm an old fart anyway, but yeah, I just can't. Or I just leave it. And just but no, sometimes it's like, no, you go on, I'll catch up with you, and then I'll drink it, and then I'll fuck off home or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what I used to do. Or I used to turn up. Where are you? Oh, we're here. We're going to the next pub now. Okay then. It's like, I was a bit of a lightweight when it comes to shit like that.
Well, see, that's the thing. I used to be such a better drinker when I was like 18.
Better drinker.
yeah. I was known as like was I a man? Yeah, I was a man. The man with like the iron stomach because we'd like drink and we go into Manchester for a day out, and it's like I can't do that now. I just cannot do that now. I cannot travel the day after a big drinking session because I will literally be sick on the train, on the bus, in the car. It does not matter. I just can't do it.
I incorporate a lot of, when I go to festivals now, if it's going to be craft beer fest, I drink a lot of water. I'll take a big bottle of water with me. I'll drink a beer. I won't drink the same amount of water beer, but it won't be too far off. But then I'll eat as well. Sometimes you're restricted on time with some of these beer festivals as well, stuff like that. So I do pack it down, but then I drink a lot of, and then I'm like, food, carry on, more food, and then that's the way I, really. Yeah, I mean, your body changing. I mean, Lance is just saying everyone drinks more, I guess, when they're a lot younger.
Oh yeah, it's amazing what you can get away with.
I'd be dead. I wouldn't be able to do it. Some of the shit we used to get up to, God almighty. But I used to do this weekend session every weekend.
Oh yeah, the weekend session.
But then I used to work night shifts, and then we used to go down the pub. Friday used to be a nightmare. We used to get up Thursday evening, go to work, go and get a breakfast somewhere, go in the pub, have a few games of port, 10 o'clock in the morning. Some of the Fridays used to get stupid. Average, you used to get home at 1 or 2 in the afternoon, then go home, go to bed. The last shift again. Some days we used to get home at 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening, go to bed for an hour, and get up at like half 9, and go to work. When you could do that, that's when you could do that sort of stuff. Going back 10 years ago, and then the company I was working for started to get a little bit tighter and all that sort of shit, and you can do it. I used to go into work pissed sometimes. Cycling to work, throwing up on my bike. Throwing up, getting to work, and like, wow, I'd be sacked. If I'd done it in the late years, I would have been sacked.
God, yeah, you'd be reprimanded now.
Yeah, you can't do that sort of thing. And I couldn't do it anyway. It's not just you can't do it, I can't do it either. So
no, I can't physically do that stuff.
Yeah, I'm not. You just grow up, didn't you? Some
Yeah.
Some of the shit.
I tell you what, I've had some of my worst hangovers when I was in Germany. It was like we go to our like mutual friend's house for the evening, and then because Jeannie would drive there the night before, and like at 8 o'clock the next day, we'd drive home with other people, and I'm like, please, Peter, don't shit yourself in the car. Peter, don't shit yourself in the car.
Yeah, I had a friend like that.
Yeah, Peter, please don't shit yourself in the car. Thankfully, it never happened. I was. It's amazing what fucking mints can do to keep you concentrate. Mints and water, perfect way to keep yourself from shitting yourself or vomiting in a vehicle.
I had a friend like that. He had one of them. He just couldn't hold himself in. Once he's had a few beers, he kind of relaxes, and he shat in a car a few times. He did. So, or he's like opening the door, the car's going along, and to fucking run out, and he's like straight away, boom. It's like once you get into them kind of states, he was a nightmare.
Oh yeah,
proper nightmare. Yeah. But yeah, he shat in the car a few times.
Yeah. I remember.
He just can't help himself.
Yeah. Oh god, I remember we went to Manchester to go to this rave, and we were getting a taxi back home, and there was 3 of us, and then these 3 girls like came into our taxi because it was just easier to split the taxi. They give us a little bit of money, we go home, and like it was actually going somewhere with these 3 girls for each one of us. It was like going really, really good.
Oh well.
until I was like, I feel so sick, and like there was, but you can say it, you freaking stay at our apartment because we're students, and like in theory we were like, oh yeah, this is awesome, but I was like, no, I was like dry heaving all the way when this girl's like fucking flirting with me and stuff, and I think I literally cock blocked not only myself but my 2 friends from staying over in Manchester with, from what I remember, very pretty girls, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But I get so paranoid when I feel sick or when I'm hungover. And I'm like, Peter, you fucking idiot. You absolute proper major bellend.
That's what your mate said as well, I guess.
I think, yeah, they were a little bit polite. Probably a little bit too pissed to actually tell me. But it was like...
if I was pissed, I'd tell you.
Oh, God. I was like, Peter, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. You've got, like, the perfect situation here. Doesn't matter how awful it gets. You get something from the situation. You go home. Doesn't matter how awkward it is. You've got a story.
Never happens when you're sober. That's
no,
the trouble.
Oh God, no. But I was like, no, stop the taxi. Stop the taxi. I'm going to be sick. I was never sick. God. I was not sick once on the way home. And I'm like thinking to myself, oh, Peter, you're an absolute twat. You are an absolute twat.
Reminds me of a script from The Inbetweeners kind of thing.
It does sound like something from Inbetweeners or like Peep Show.
Yeah. I recorded the Inbetweeners series recently. It's like I haven't seen the series one, not the films, the series for a while. Because they've done 2 or 3 series, I think, before they've done the first film.
I think so, yeah.
So when they're all at school and all that sort of thing. Yeah, that's a great little series. That is. I think they're all on YouTube as well. So anyway,
I think so. Yeah. I've watched a few of them. I think I've watched one of the film because I think have they released a couple of films or just one?
2. They've done 2.
Done 2 films. I've seen the first one where they go to was it Spain?
Yeah, and then I think the second one was Ibiza or something like that.
Okay.
That could have been. I can't know. Australia. Was it Australia? They went to Australia. I think the second one. The first one was Ibiza.
Okay. I've seen the first one.
I can't remember, to be honest with you. But yeah, that is a great kind of insight into a lot of people's kind of young people's lives. Certainly when I was growing up. Who knows what the hell it is like now? It's probably even more mental. But
it's probably so debauched, and
I have no idea. But yeah, it's good. I don't watch a lot of TV, to be honest. I watch bits and bobs, but I'm not. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've actually been invested in a TV show for quite a while.
Yeah, I've been watching a bit of NCIS and all that sort of thing. Because it's on, rather than actually want to watch it. But, right, it's 2:30, matey. I'm gonna.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna cut this chat off because I don't think anyone else is going to join. Plus, I don't think I can drink anymore because I'm feeling a bit tired. But I would just like to say a massive thank you to everyone who's commented, and
lots of comments.
Yeah, we had someone new, Tim's Brews. Thank you so much for getting in touch and watching.
He gets on a lot of the American hangouts.
Okay.
I've been chatting alongside him on a few.
I'll have to keep an eye out for Tim's Brews.
Yeah. I think I'm subbed.
But of course, massive thank you to Drunken One, who's been keeping the chat alive. And looking forward to joining your chat tomorrow, my friend, for the 1,000 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I don't know how long he's planning on doing the just go and see what happens kind of thing, I guess. Yeah, it'll be 6 p.m. our time, UK.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
So, but I mean, I don't know whether I'll join then or it depends on things here, but I won't be on for very long. But I'll probably have just a couple of beers and then.
Well, I think I'll save the beers that I was going to drink for the rest of the night and drink them tomorrow. So,
yeah,
should be good.
Yeah. Cool.
So, I'm going to cut this off here. And massive thank you to everyone who's watching right now and everyone who's watched, even though fuck Lee for becoming my competition with his little pansy drinking challenge. But I will be watching as soon as I finish this.
Thrown down the gauntlet.
Yeah, he has. Yeah. Well, he's the king of beer tube. He's the king of gauntlets. I don't think anybody does it as good as Lee. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Massive thank you to everyone who's joined. And, of course, a big, big thank you to Craig for sticking on till 2:30 in the morning.
Yep. Cool.
Always a pleasure. And, so I'm going to cut it off here. And if anybody's got any suggestions of stuff they want to see in the future, leave it in the comments. And, I wish you all a great weekend. And until the next live stream, keep eating that soy. Soy boys. Soy boys for life. Cheers.